I tell you what, it's getting ridiculous at home. I wake up at like whatever time it is for work, and all I can hear is Respawn's voice. And it's not like it's in my head.
No.
It's coming from the Alexa in my son's room. Now he listens to the podcasts every single night.
Oh no! Oh no!
Alexa will play the most recent one and then just work backwards through 35 other podcasts. So I wake up and I can hear Respawn screaming or shouting or saying something, and even my wife's getting fed up with it. She said, "I just wish he'd turn it down." She said, "I don't mind him listening to it, but I wish he'd just turn it down." She said, "Suddenly in the middle of the night, there's you talking to somebody else." She said, "I think there's somebody in the house," and then she realises it's the podcast.
Oh god, that's got to be really weird to hear your voice coming from another room.
Yeah.
In your half awake state, be like, where have you gone? It's like, I'm right here.
Yeah.
Oh, wait. Then
she's done that a couple of times. She's tapped the side of the bed. I said, "Why are you hitting me?" She's going, "So I'm just checking you're still there." I was like, well, "Where would I be?" He's talking to somebody outside the door. I was like, So every night I get up and I have to turn it off or turn it down. But he has some kind of instinct. He'll roll over in his bed, hear the fact that it's turned off, and go, "Alexa, continue," and it will just continue.
Oh, that's.
Welcome to Two Titans and a Hunter, a Destiny 2 podcast. A show where we discuss tips, tricks and tools to help all Guardians succeed and enjoy playing more. What makes us different? Well, we're not streamers or YouTubers. We just have a passion for Destiny and are dedicated to keeping Guardians informed and up to date with all the latest Destiny 2 news, information and opinions. We encourage your questions and feedback, and you can contact us either by email, twotitansandahunter@hotmail.com, or on Twitter @2titans_hunter. Now, on with the show.
Really, Respawn?
What?
I mean, any time that anybody puts anything in chat, he's normally the first person to look at it.
Mm-hmm.
And he jumps on and throws some shade on somebody.
Yeah. And now
there's
that we're
nobody.
Mm-hmm.
We need a pan. Where's the pan? Get the pan.
Welcome back to Three Titans and Who Needs a Hunter?
Yes.
Oh, should we just get going and see how far we get? And blow right through these first 16 pages and then we'll be done?
Yeah, okay then. So welcome to Two Titans and no Hunter this week, because Respawn has obviously forgotten to set his alarm. So it's just me and Parody. So you've got to listen to the lovely British voice and the lovely American voice trying to explain all the stuff that's come out of this week at Bungie. Well, we're going to start with this week at Bungie and probably finish with this week at Bungie, because there's not much more information that we can give out to you guys apart from just wait for Shadowkeep. You know, a lot of the videos that are out there at the moment, stuff that's either going to spoil the game for you or not relevant until the actual game comes out. So until we get some good videos and things, we're just going to leave that part. Wouldn't you say, Parody?
Yeah, most of our videos this week and the last few weeks have been either I got to go to Bungie and hear some gameplay, which will all have come Monday or come Tuesday anyway.
Yeah.
Or it's here's my best guess for what the best thing to use is. You don't know. I don't know. None of us know. We'll have the game in our hands on Tuesday. That'll tell us what the weapons are that we should use. Just wait for it to happen. In the meantime, look at your vault and go, what of these weapons and armor sparks joy? What should I delete? I still have to do that because the answer is most of them. Most of them just need to go away.
I think that's the thing, isn't it? I mean, we've been telling people over the last couple of weeks, do your farming, make sure that you try and do the stuff that you want to kind of get done before you kind of get into the slipstream of trying to gear up and getting into the game and really enjoy kind of min-maxing your characters and looking at all the different new combinations that you can do, all the different armors, all the different weapons. And just, I mean, it looks fantastic from the small snippets that I've actually watched. I haven't actually watched anything spoilery, and we're not going to talk anything spoilery this week because we don't want to upset anybody, really. You know, you don't want to listen to a podcast and have the person describe exactly what's gone on Do you? Really?
Yeah. Partially because it's also just a podcast. We can be like, look at that Titan over there doing that move, and nobody wants to hear the play-by-play of video footage on a podcast. It's just not a thing, so we're not going to do it.
So, let's kick ourselves off.
All right, this week of Bungie for the 26th of September 2019. So our launch trailer is up. We talked about it last week. Go watch it if you haven't. Go watch the launch trailer. There's also like a fan-made Welcome to Destiny video out there in the world that's also really well and really nicely put together. Hunt that one down too.
Or should we put that in the show notes? Or do you not know?
I suppose we could put it in the show notes. I'll have to go find it. Now I've got to open tabs. I have it in tab somewhere. Yeah, it was just it's all hype at this point. Everything is hype. So go watch the video. Go get hyped. Go enjoy. Again, we'll have it in our hands soon.
And talking about that, I actually purchased it yesterday.
You did. You bought the game and everything, so you can actually play the game. Good job, buddy. You'll get your two-tailed fox ornament and whatever Eris Morn floaty rock nonsense. I don't even remember what else it was. Honestly, like, look at these things. It's like, pre-order this for the thing. I'm not pre-ordering it because I get the thing. I'm pre-ordering it, so I don't forget. So I don't turn my Xbox on and go, what do you mean I can't play this? And two, I figure I'm going to buy the content anyway. Let me buy it now when it's a little bit cheaper. And that way I can have all of it for a slightly cheaper price than buying it piecemeal throughout the year or whatever.
Sorry, I derailed the thought train of this week at Bungie.
Oh, no, this it's all related because this week at Bungie, we are waiting for Shadowkeep to drop, and that's been our show this week. Thank you for joining us. Usually we're all
that's their show. What about our show? We got stuff to talk about.
Oh, right, yeah. So they did give us a little more information. So again, we're going, we're on the same train we've been on since they started talking about Shadowkeep. So again, they're changing numbers. So they've talked about some combat changes, the PvE damage numbers display. So their goal was to provide players with useful and legible feedback for damage dealt to enemy combatants across many years of power progression, because they're thinking longer term now, not just what the next release is, but again, this is a 5-year plan we're looking at. So they're trying to build systems that are going to be sustainable in that time. So the first thing is, they've made a UI. This is a UI update, user interface update only. The player damage output, whether measured as hits to kill, time to kill, or DPS, remain unchanged. So let me say that again. This is a UI update only. They're not lessening the damage. They're just changing the numbers of the damage. They're just making the numbers smaller. That's it. So their goal with this is the damage dealt is using fewer digits to enhance readability of damage output. A wild Panoramix has joined us.
There's another Titan.
From the wastes, the Grey Owl has come back to the pack to join us and bring with us his wisdom of the forest. Since we have no hunter this week, we'll have to use the man from the actual forest.
Yes, the infinite forest, because we just keep walking around in circles, listening to some man that's a little bit full of himself talk to us about things that we've been doing wrong.
Panoramix, the theme for the show this week is everything's going in the podcast. So whatever you say, within reason, if it's not swearing things, that would be cut. No. Be a good Pan. No. When we said we need somebody to replace Respawn this week because he's missing in action, we didn't mean just literally just come on and swear like he does.
I mean,
your job is to listen to Parody and I, and then just get upset with everything that we say.
Hey, is Craig recording right now?
Yes, he is.
He sure is.
Oh, well, then never mind.
This will go on your permanent record.
Oh, no, he's coming. He's coming.
No, he's not. Quick. Let's keep going. And we're done.
And wrap.
So this week we have 3 Titans and no Hunter, as Respawn still hasn't turned up.
But we have a Titan that came from the forest, so that's basically a Hunter, right? It's the same thing. There's functionally no difference.
So just before you joined us, Pan, Parody was telling us about the damage numbers that aren't changing but are changing on screen.
Yeah, we're changing the UI update. We're not making your damage less, we're just making the numbers less absurd. Which they're doing for a couple of reasons. One is readability, Because again, when you shoot somebody a drag in the head with your bad juju, it does 16,000 damage. That's a little absurd. The occurrence of display damage is getting capped at 900,000. I'm sorry, 999,999. Should significantly be reduced or eliminated, so you shouldn't just see those absurd, strings of nines all the time. As players grow in power, display damage numbers increase at much more measured pace than previously. So we're not going straight to 11. We're going to go, in increments on a nice little step stool.
8.5.
Exactly. So, and they've changed the exponential curve with a more linear curve that is built to last for many years. So we've made the maths better, is what they're saying.
They say that. You've heard Dado's rants about power creep. It's a real thing, right? Like it's going to happen. So them saying it's going to last for many years to come, that's a wait and see sort of statement, right?
Right.
Well, I think probably behind the scenes they'll slightly adjust it every update, won't they, to kind of go in line with the power creep. But what can you do? I mean,
yeah, right, exactly. Because if you don't have some sort of power creep, you're going to upset your player base, right?
And
Because
obviously you're going to upset Datto if you don't keep doing the power creep, because otherwise he's got no content videos to put out about moaning about the power creep.
Well, it's either going to be I'm going to be upset about the power creep, or I'm going to be upset about the power creep, or I have to do math, and I don't like doing math. So could you please leave the power creep in?
And speaking of the power creep, Respawn has joined us.
It's my best buddy.
Oh no. Why do you sound like you're phoning in as well?
Because I am.
Am I
Where were
phoning
you
in?
today?
Do I sound
I'm just in Daytona. I got to take the wife somewhere and then come back. And you never said what time the cast was going to be inside the podcast. So I didn't know what time it was going to be.
We discussed the time. There was a time set out in the normal band chat because you wanted to invite everybody to the podcast this week. So I said we will be recording at this time on Sunday. And you didn't turn up with your minions. So
we brought our own minion.
Yeah,
I keep telling you that my minions are not going to come when you beck and call. The whole idea is to shock and awe you, right? So we're just going to be having a podcast, and all of a sudden they're going to go, boom, I'm here, what? And then you're just going to be all surprised about it. That's the whole point.
We won't be surprised because they've let the cat out of the bag.
We
know that to expect
boom,
them at
I'm
some
here
point.
part and put it in
Yeah,
front of
at some point.
rants
You don't
every
know when,
time?
though. I might hold on to this trump card for the next, 6 months, and then all of a sudden, bam!
Until
Get
impeachment.
Well, we'll just lock down the party.
First of all, that's not going to happen.
An invite to the party.
I don't know how you're going to
suddenly
impeach a
pop
guy
up in the
that did
corner.
nothing wrong, but, whatever. I guess that's some people's logic.
So am I supposed to buy Shadowkeep? Is that's what I'm hearing?
Well, you don't have to buy it. I mean, if you don't want to participate in all of the fun things everyone else is going to be doing, then don't buy it, right? I mean, it's entirely your choice.
Even Night Demon bought it, just today.
Did he?
He decided,
Really?
he decided it was time.
Yeah.
Yes.
We finally won him
was
over after weeks of talking about it. He's like, I guess I'll dip my toe in here.
Yeah.
I was going to go New Light, but now I'm full Shadowkeep.
I mean, it's not like he is a host of a podcast and needs to stay up to date on these kinds of things or anything, right? Completely
I
irrelevant.
can still stay up to date. I can watch the videos and inform people.
Yeah, he's houndish. He's got the inside information.
Yeah.
It's almost like me talking about something that I have no clue of and acting like I'm informed. Oh, but I read it online, therefore it must be true. Right?
That's what you do now.
No, I don't. I listen to you guys and try to keep up. There's a difference.
Fair enough.
I don't do a very good job of it, but I try.
So, Respawn, we've gone through the damage numbers changing, and Parody was just going to take us through the PvE difficulty tuning.
Sounds like a plan, man.
Okay.
Also, when you're talking about the damage numbers changing, are you talking about how fall off is going to be even more of a thing for hand cannons and pulse rifles? Is that what you're talking about?
Nope, they're just changing the numbers. They're basically changing.
Oh, that thing. Yeah. Okay.
Just the UI update.
Yeah.
They're not changing the damage. They're just making it so the numbers
We don't
aren't
see
so absurd.
999999 anymore.
Exactly.
And are you happy with that, Respawn?
I mean, kind of, yes, because if they do that, then you'll get to see bigger damage numbers. Oh my god, it's windy. Then you'll get to see bigger damage numbers instead of just capping out at 999,999, right? So that 999,999 might now be 50, and now that 50 could go as high up as, who knows, right?
8675309.
Yeah, there you go. So yeah, I do like it because your damage can, how can I say this?
Creep.
Potentially go higher than what it already did, I guess, by removing or by changing the numbers. So yeah, I think it's good.
Oh, good.
So yeah,
I think it's a terrible idea. I think it's poorly thought out, and I don't think they should be doing it at all.
You want to just stick to what
we
we've
have
just been
dissension
doing.
in the ranks. Hello, why do you think it's a bad thing?
Just because I can. Absolutely no.
We told him he had to be the respawn this week since you weren't here, so he was just going to disagree with everything we said just on principle.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then go talk about something else.
Is that how that works?
No.
I just disagree on
Absolutely
everything?
uninformed and absolutely wrong.
No, now because Respawn's here, you've got to revert back to being Pan. Please revert back to being Pan and be positive. Pan equals positiveness.
Our clown
I
flounder.
can do that. I can do this. No, you're the clown flounder now.
No. You
for
can't
Also,
transfer clown
I'm not
flounder over.
always uninformed. I'm informed about some things, and I'm not always negative, Pan. So you're putting me in a box here that I don't
I'm
really
really happy
belong in.
that you didn't say that you're always wrong. So you know what? I'll let you have this one.
Round 2, begin.
It worked. Okay, go ahead.
Well, it didn't work. It just got windy, and I had to mute myself. That way I'm not all...
You know what? From the listener or portion of the podcast, it sounds like it worked.
Yeah, with the magic of editing,
Anyway,
it definitely worked.
Look, I don't want to do editing this week, guys. Let's just get
Really?
on with this. Yes.
What's it like to want things? I'm just curious. Is it good? It's good to want things, right? That
It's
way you're
good,
never,
yeah.
whenever you're not absolutely satisfied, you have something to strive for.
That's right. So because he doesn't want any editing, you can't say,
Praising you as our Lord and Savior, Night Demon. Praising you as our Lord and Savior, Night Demon. Night Demon. Night Demon.
I already did that.
did you?
Yeah.
Oh, damn it.
He covered that already.
He was you, remember, for the beginning part of the podcast.
Yeah,
Yeah, he was fulfilling his role admirably.
I was.
He even came to us straight from the forest, as a hunter should.
So the fact that he did something that I just did tells you that either I'm really predictable or he knows me way too well.
I think
Why not both?
I think both of those are accurate. All right. So
Listen, just because it's accurate does not mean it needs to be vocalized. All right. Now I'm in the vehicle. There should be less wind. We should
and
be
Demon,
fine.
I'll talk to you about 2 hours. I'll just let them go at it, and then we can just release that and be done. And then we'll get Fuzko on here, and it'll degrade from there. You may have to slap the
Yeah.
explicit tag on
I
this
mean,
one.
if
We'll
you
put it on its
want,
own
he's
feed.
awake and
Just-
can be on Discord and plays Destiny. If you want this to happen, I can make it a thing right now.
Right. So it'll just be the two respawns yelling at each other back and forth the whole time.
No, it'll be you and Fuzko calling you dumb every time you try to speak.
Listen,
Accurate.
listen. I've already told you, just because it's
Right,
accurate
we're
doesn't
in the
mean it has
car
to be
now. This is
vocalized.
good. We're getting better. Right.
All right,
Can we
so
continue with the podcast?
Parody on the YouTube version of this, because that's the one I'm going to watch. Let's be honest. I'm going to need a exasperated British sigh counter.
I will do my best.
Thank you.
You can
Okay.
get the counter, but now that you've said it, he's not going to do it so much. Now he's
Yeah, no. I
Yeah.
wanted to make him absolutely aware of what he was doing and how exasperated he sounds, and it worked because now he's going to
You know,
stop.
No editing. I will do editing, but it's not going to be significant edit.
right?
Just
Oh,
with the sighing, just with the exasperated sighing. That's it.
Yeah.
Come on.
So we're gonna widen the sweet spot where the fighting.
You got 17 pages of notes, and we're still on page 1. How long have we been?
well, we were waiting for respawn, and that was our big mistake.
Okay.
We could have been done with this by now.
Honestly, though, how long were you guys
43
waiting for me? Because I
minutes
just checked my phone to see your messages.
43 minutes.
Was it really 43 minutes? Because I checked earlier and I was fighting back and forth with Andy, and nothing about the podcast was there. And all of a sudden, like, I just looked at my phone again.
Needs to get good, scrub.
Fine.
Get a new phone. Do you have the older iPhone? Because those actually are invalid. You have to get the new iPhone now.
No,
all the older iPhones. There are not enough
have
cameras
the
on those
new
phones, so you're going to have to throw them away
Congratulations.
immediately. Send it back to China. Get more cameras
Released
installed.
an update.
Right, come on.
No, mine is the Note 10. I get mine from is it
Oh,
Thailand?
yours came pre-broken from Korea. Then you're good.
Korea, that's it. Yeah.
So we're also making changes to the difficulty tuning. So combatants that are 10 to 40 levels higher take less time to kill and deal less damage. Higher level combatants continue to increase in difficulty up to 100 power levels above the player. When enemies are 100 power levels above the player, they are immune to damage. And nameplates on higher level combatants have been updated to reflect these changes. They also only affect higher level combatants. The at level or over level experience remains unchanged. So again, they because our progression numbers are going, we're basically going from 750 up to almost 1,000 in this season. They broaden that cap, so you're actually able to do damage much higher than you were before. Otherwise, you can't play a lot of content because you just not do any damage.
That's going to change the. I mean, every time you play Destiny, right, and they release an update, there are going to be things that you're not going to be able to do because you're not high enough light, right? Because they're also eliminating 1 through 50, right? Like, it's all going to be light score.
Yeah,
There's
there's no level progression anymore. If once you hit level 50, you stay at level 50.
About the level 50. They said that the cap was going to be level 50, but they never said they were going to jump you to level 50. They said they were going to jump you to 750 light.
They're going to get rid of it.
But you could get light level 1 with 750 armor. For all we know, that could be how it is. All they said was that 50 was going to be the cap. That's what they said.
50 is going to be the cap. And they're not going, and they're not doing anything with it anymore. But if you come in the new light, they'll give you one of those jumps that give you at least up to 35, or maybe it's 50 now. I don't know.
Yeah. Anyway, but So correct me if I'm wrong, and Respawn, I'm sure you will.
I'll correct you even if you're right, if it makes you feel any better.
Difficult content easier for lower light level players. Is that?
That's exactly what it is. Yeah, that's what they said in past TWABs, is that the reason that they're doing this is because of all the new light. Exactly like you said, they can come in and they can just jump right into activities without having to go through that whole power creep from
isn't that
armor.
Part of the Destiny experience, though, is getting up to the point where you can do like the high-end nightfalls and stuff.
Absolutely, but the thing about it is, they're still going to have the creep from 750 to 950, right? There's still going to be 8
So it's just going to make those activities easier, right? But you're not going to have that, like, I'm going to do all of these milestones so that I can get my power level up to the ability to do
that's what I'm saying. They're still going to do the milestones, right? Because now the new nightfalls are going to be like 850 light or something like that. I can't remember exactly what it is. 950, 900, something like that. So they're still going to do the milestones, because think about it like this. You're looking at the numbers from a veteran, right? What you need to do is you need to look at 750 light as the new 0 light, right? That's the new starting point. Yeah.
Right.
So they're still going to have to do the creep from 750, aka 1, to 960, right? Aka whatever the highest cap was.
They did say they're going to cap, like, if it's 100 levels over, it's not damage, so you're still going to have. Okay.
Yeah.
I got it.
Yeah, so there's still going to be a power creep. They're just not going to be as far behind. They can actually come in and do things with their friends, right? So let's say I never played Destiny.
If your friends are 865 and you're 750, you're not going to be able to do a nightfall with them at 865 because you're literally.
That's correct, but you're thinking of this in terms of it already being out for a while, right? This is what Destiny's saying, right? Let's say I never played Destiny before, and you're like, "Hey, Respawn, come play this game with me," right? So I come in to play with you, and Shadowkeep just dropped, new light just dropped, right? So now I am the same light level as you are, and we can do the same activities together with each other without you having to wait for me to creep all the way up to your light. That's what it is. They're looking at the whole from the get-go.
We're not going to have we're going to rush through 16 story missions or, We're going to push you through 60 Crucible matches to get you up to our level. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah, and that's why you can have the new folks come in on on PC or with the the cross-play,
Right.
cross-save. Yeah, and I'll say so you can't say, hey buddy at work, you should come play this game with me. You need to buy it and then buy this expansion, then buy these 4 other expansions, and then you need to play for about 200 hours, and then we can play together. It'll be great. You can just come in and more or less, you can come in and hit the ground running with a lot of activities. Yeah, you can't do like the end game high level content, but you can do a lot of other stuff in the game even for free. So they're just lessening that burden, that burden to entry for new players or people who might be interested. I'd just say, let me try this out. Here's your first new light is your first taste. We'll give you that taste for free. If you like what you like what you tasted, then we'll give you the whole thing. Then we've got you hooked. Right. Just send your money directly to Luke Smith so he can lay on his bed of cash and swim around.
Throw it at the screen.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then basically that's what they want to say is we're making significant changes to how you grow in strength, yada yada yada. We'll see how this all plays out.
So where have we got to? Rewards and power progression. Is that next?
It is.
So all non-powerful rewards now drop 3 to 0 points below your highest equipable power level, up from 15 to 20 below. Year 2 powerful reward sources have changed to legendary rewards. These sources no longer have a chance to drop random exotics instead of the legendary gear. Bonus exotics that drop from Nightfall, the Ordeal, will drop at the character's highest equipable power level. Under and over leveling activities no longer adjust to how much power is received from the rewards. Experience no longer fuels a player's character level, which has changed to be level 50 for all characters. So that's what you were saying, wasn't it, guys? That you were thinking of, a level 1 or 2. Everybody's going to be coming in at level 50 for Shadowkeep anyway.
But they didn't say that. That's what I'm saying. They said that the experience cap, quote unquote experience cap, has been changed up to level 50. But where in there does it say that everyone's going to start off at level 50?
It just says at character's level, which has been changed to level 50 for all characters.
Yeah, so basically they're just eliminating the one through 50 grind.
Yeah,
in
addition to bringing you to 750 light, they're also bringing you to level 50 because I'm sure those mechanics are tied together. So they're just saying instead of they're just saying you come into the game brand new, you're at level 50 with 750 light. Period.
All right, and I want to backtrack just a little bit because I think I misheard you. Did you say that powerful engrams will no longer have a chance to drop exotics? Is that what you said?
They said that the sources for the random exotics will just drop legendary gear now.
So So
does that include powerful engrams?
No, powerful of the
they break all that out.
Okay.
But
that was one of the sources of the random exotics was powerful engrams. So if they've taken the exotic chance away from those kinds of drops, that tells me
they're pushing us towards those nightfalls and things for the exotics.
I think so too.
You saw last week, didn't you, when we highlighted the nightfall, that now it says that you get an exotic from the nightfalls for completing certain tiers. So they're trying to push you in the direction of actually doing the higher end content to get more exotics. It's going to be Xur high end content rather than just the random drops that we have.
I remember back in D1, one of your best chances to get an exotic was doing a nightfall, but my memory fails me at this. Couldn't you just randomly get exotics from just the world drops too?
Yeah, but I think it was a 0.00001% chance that you
but it was a possibility, which is why we all farmed that one fallen dude in that strike. I can't remember his name. You kill him, you die, you kill him, you die, you kill him over and over again to farm those exotics with the 3 of coins, right? Because you did get world drops back then. All right, cool. That's all I wanted to know because I couldn't remember whether or not
they're not saying that they're taking all exotics away from that. It's just like certain things that there's no sort. It says these sources no longer have a chance to drop random exotics instead of the legendary gear. So that's just like from the powerful sources rewards that we were talking about.
All right, I got you.
Okay, so experience now is progressed on the season pass and the seasonal artifact for the mod's power progression, as well as unlocking the destinations for new characters, apparently. So I'm guessing that's if you're a new player coming in, that once you start leveling up your artifact and your season pass, the destinations for that character will then unlock, whereas veteran players will have stuff already unlocked, but then going forward with Shadowkeep, some of the other parts of the location of the moon will have to be unlocked, like the nightmare hunts and things like that. You'll have to be at a certain power level before you can actually go into them, like we had to for like the menagerie and the forges kind of thing. So I'm guessing it's things like that.
Yeah. The day that Pan and I did a Nightfall guided games with a guy who was like 150 points lower than he needed to be, and we were like, all right, you stand in the back of this bubble, we'll drag you through this. We got you, fam.
Yeah.
So experience rewards have been rebalanced with the introduction of the season pass and seasonal artifact progression. And the power granted from the seasonal artifact is additive with the power of the player's equipable gear, but does not increase the power gear drops. So all existing gear has its power increased to a minimum of 750. New characters will begin Destiny 2 at power level 750 as well.
And then it goes into their power bands for Season 8, aka Season of the Undying.
Like
and they're
White Snake?
Yes, precisely like that.
Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah. So again, we're all coming in. The floor is 750. We all start at 750. So the soft cap is up to 900. So all drops up to this point will upgrade you to the most powerful items in your inventory or vault. Beyond this point, only powerful or pinnacle rewards will increase a player's power. So now there's a powerful cap. We go from 900 of the soft cap to 950 of the powerful cap. So all non-powerful pinnacle rewards are capped at 950. And pinnacle rewards are the only way to raise power above this point. Powerful rewards are equivalent to the character's highest equipable power beyond this point. So the pinnacle cap is 960, which are also calling the, in quotes, hard cap. And they say, now stay with me here, this is the highest power at which gear drops, also known as the hard cap. The second line says, the seasonal artifact bonus power allows characters to attain values above this level. Words have meanings.
Right. So
it's hard cap, but it's not hard cap.
I'm gonna make Night Demon cry. So
the
power levels in
caps.
the
That's what they're
Diablo,
saying.
like Paragon levels in Diablo or overpower levels in Borderlands, right? That's what it's sort of the same mechanic.
I'm guessing
right?
So.
Yeah.
But what they're saying is
your gear itself, the gear. Let me say this again, Parody. The gear you get, even at the powerful drops, will not drop higher than 960. But your artifact will give you artificial levels above that to increase your power.
So your gear is capped to 960, but your overall power can be above 960, but just not your gear.
Saying that, we're it's kind of going back to a Destiny 1 kind of thing, where you remember everybody was a forever 29. You're always chasing that one piece of gear from the raid to put you up to level 30, right? So keep that in mind. 950 is the forever 29. So everybody can get up to 950 by just doing events throughout the world. To get to 960, so the forever 29 is going to 30, you have to do Nightfalls, like the highest tier of Nightfalls, the highest tier of Nightmare Hunts, the raid, things like that. The pinnacle things will then grant you from 950 up to 960. And we're not talking like it's going to go, you're going to get a drop of from, if you're at 950, you're going to get a 10 plus light. You're going to get a like +2, +3 light for each item. So you're going to have to continually do that until you get to 960. And then 960 is going to be that highest cap that you can actually get all your gear to. So that's what you want to kind of, that's what you're going to want to kind of keep doing. It was all those higher tier things. And the artifact will help progress you higher to do like the Nightmare Hunts and the higher tier Nightfalls, because those things are, I believe 980 was the highest for the Master. So I'm guessing with raids and things, it will be capped at such and such. But then we've got coming further on down the road, you've got the challenges for the raid. And I'm guessing those things are going to be a higher tier thing, because where they're coming on further down the road, they'll say, okay, you can
think
do
it'll
the
be a
raid.
higher tier, or you'll just have to do it in a certain way, like what we?
I think it's going to
currently
be a higher tier. To be honest, looking at the way the nightmare hunts and the nightfalls are like masters, like at 980, you're going to have to
Right.
go and progress your artifact higher to do those higher tier things. And I think you're going to have to do the same for the raid. There may be challenges, but I think it's
Wait, we
going to
have
be
raids in Destiny?
you're going to need to get your artifact up to a higher level than what the cap is at 960 to do the challenges.
Right. So, there's one thing that they haven't specifically spelled out that I'm curious about. I feel
It's on page
like I know
17.
what's going to happen, right? So,
It probably is.
if you're not doing the pinnacle rewards, right? Let's say you're stuck at 950, right? Does your ghost level you up to the quote unquote 960? Or not your ghost, sorry, your artifact level you up to the quote unquote 960? Can you make up for not doing the raids just by leveling up your artifact? Or can you only benefit from the levels of the artifact if you're already at max light level? That's what I'm curious about.
Yes.
That's my guess. This is the
Sure.
artifact bonus power allows character to attain values above this level. So I'm guessing you have to be at 950 to get those. Like if you're 900, I don't think, I assume those won't kick in, or you won't start earning the bonus power until you max out your light level. That's my assumption, but I don't think they've spelled it out either.
People.
No, the question was, can you benefit from the ghost extra light levels without being max light?
Not the ghost, the artifact. Yes.
Yeah,
Sorry,
yeah.
that.
So
you won't benefit with gear drops, but you'll benefit by doing the actual activity. So
Yeah, I'm
say
sure
you're
they've
like,
scaled it or something, right?
say you're 920 and the raid encounters are like a 930, say, for the highest, like the end boss. If you're at 920 but your artifact gives of 20, that'll put you up to 940 in theory.
So you can benefit. Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
but the gear drops won't be above what your artifact is plus your gear. It'll just be what your gear is. So if all your gear's at 920, it'll give you the plus boost of doing that pinnacle event to then boost you up even higher. So it's a plus with the artifact. So that's why those nightmare hunts and the Nightfall master tier is at 980, because you can only go to 960 in your power, but you need the extra power boost from your artifact.
But will your artifact be a high enough power to give you a boost before then? Like before you hit 950 theoretically?
Well,
I'm pretty sure they're going to have it scaled, right?
Yeah,
like
it's based on.
It's not going to give you the full
right.
Congratulations, you're a god thing, but it'll be like, hey, you're a patron saint, right? Like not to get too religious.
Hey, we've been joined by somebody else.
Who is it?
Oh, so predictable, Respawn. Who is
That wasn't
today's
me.
special guest?
Oh,
That has
this isn't.
nothing to do with me.
Oh, it has everything to do with you, but you.
It has everything to do with you.
Yeah, it has everything to do with you.
Sir, welcome to Two Titans and a Hunter.
I don't know.
Is there anything specifically you'd like to say?
Yeah, I've just got to ask. I've been listening to you guys for a while now, and is Respawn supposed to be taken seriously, or is he just the comedic relief?
Honestly, the comedic relief. That's what it's about. Yeah. Yeah, I've said this on past podcasts that I purposely don't read the notes and I purposely don't watch the videos just so I can be like this whenever we do the actual recording. If you had been listening to our podcast for a long time, like you said, you would know that. Thank you, caller, and goodbye.
I think callers staying. This is the problem. You've invited these callers on, and they're staying.
I didn't invite.
Why do you invite these people on, Respawn? Jesus, man, don't you know?
This is not me.
Lies,
There's only 3
lies
people
and slander.
that I wanted to invite, and this guy's not one of them.
This guy is one of the admins of the Frozen Clan. You better watch yourself. Just
I don't have to watch nothing. What are you gonna do? Kick me from the clan? I'll find another.
And
Isn't that a promise?
This is where we put the car crash and the screeching in and the explosion, and then that's the last we hear of Respawn.
No edits.
I played before I was in the Frozen
edits.
Clan.
This is gonna be awesome.
I'll play after I'm out of the Frozen Clan. You can't scare me, bud.
I wasn't trying to.
So, caller, introduce
I mean, it kind of
yourself.
sounded like it. This is an admin. You might want to be
ignore
careful.
him.
It's
Just ignore
admin.
him.
Yeah.
So, Fuzko, please introduce yourself.
Did he leave?
No, I muted myself because I'm laughing too hard at this moron.
No, I muted him so that you could introduce yourself. Don't you mute yourself.
No, I'm sorry. I'm laughing too hard listening to.
Long-time listener, first-time caller.
Thanks for having me, guys. It's lovely to be a part of this.
We've got like not
For
even
those
one page
listening at
into the
home,
notes.
you shouldn't let Pan do things. Do not give him control.
Oh, bless him. Respawn is
Because he
still
will
talking.
do
I don't
things to
realise this.
derail
There he is.
everything.
Yeah. There you go, punk ass. I can unmute myself.
Yeah, but it's difficult when you're driving in a car, isn't it, Respawn?
Ah, yes, another smart move made by Respawn.
He's still talking, bless him.
Oh my god.
He's probably swearing and cursing.
No, I just have the menu permanently open. That way, every time you mute me, I'll just unmute myself.
Oh, bless you.
You guys are making it incredibly difficult to play this match of Gambit.
See, there's your
I'm
question.
doing heroic events on Mars, my friend. I don't care what these people do.
Right. Oh,
Anyway. So who the hell is this anyway? You're one of the client admins. I don't recognize your voice. Well, you do sound kind of different anyway. So who is this?
Fuzko, same as I've always been.
Really?
He is
I've
our
never
PC
seen the name
admin.
Fuzko,
Okay.
like, ever.
Would you like an explanation, or you just want to keep yelling? Just
He wants
let me
to
know
keep
now.
Am I
yelling.
actually yelling?
one
Am I
keep
He
yelling?
wants,
yelling.
he
Okay, go
wants
ahead.
to keep yelling.
You know the answer to this.
I didn't know I was actually yelling. I was trying to talk over the noise that I think is going on the mic, so it just subconscious. I
Okay.
didn't know I was actually yelling.
Okay. All right. No, you're fine. Okay. So Fuzko is our PC admin. He had played Destiny 1. He is a very experienced raider, and got back into Destiny because I forced him to listen to this podcast on while at work.
System works.
The system works. Yeah.
So you guys are IRL
so-
buddies. I gotcha.
Yeah.
The game just keeps dragging you back.
Honestly, it is getting in a better spot though. So there's
Bungie
that.
and their witchcraft. It's
Pan
much
and
better
I
than it was.
Pan and I have taken Fuzko to the countryside with his girlfriend, and they lived to tell the tale. Although I'm pretty sure they were cursing us the entire time, going, "Are they taking us out to murder us in the woods?" I'm not really sure what's happening here.
It was exciting and terrifying, and there was a lot less murder than I'd hoped for.
Than I had hoped for. He was hoping to get murdered.
And there's our show opener, Night Demon. Make a note.
Right.
You can't think me with a good time.
I know this
yeah.
podcast is slowly getting derailed, but we need to stay on track because we need to get to Shadowkeep. Okay.
Stay on track. Listen to this guy.
Oh, Shadowkeep's coming whether you like it or not.
No, but we need to be on track. We need to
Do
stay
we
on the
really,
tracks.
though? I don't think we do.
There's
said we need to
no
stay on
tracks.
track.
The tracks are
There's
gone.
There's
tracks.
only one guy that says we need to stay on track, and I don't believe he's.
I mean, honestly, Night Demon, I gotta side with Respawn here. You're sort of being outvoted.
See, got
Yes,
him.
I can mute all of you and kick all of you.
It's
And
all right.
he can
I
unmute
can
himself
unmute
while
everybody.
driving. That's a hollow
Right.
threat, my friend.
And I'll invite them all back. Ha! Well, no, I don't have to. So I can't invite you back, dude. You might be a little screwed there, bud. But everybody else, I got you.
Parody,
Present.
Parody, please continue. Just continue, and I'll do the muting. Go.
I've lost. Okay, so
We're at Bright Dust.
getting back. I think we're at Prime Ingram. Ingram
We're
land.
definitely in Prime Ingrams. Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely a prime.
You derailed yourself there, Demon.
I did.
So the Prime Ingrams are going to gain charges more quickly, drop more frequently, and have a higher maximum charge cap. 9 charges up from 6 during year 2. The power gains have been rebalanced, providing a +3 power down from +4/+7. Players who have completed the Prime Example quest prior to Shadowkeep's release will earn charges, but those charges won't drop until the character has reached 900 power.
So that's New Light players, just to be clear. So anybody that's coming in at New Light and starting a new character, you start off on the beginning mission for Destiny 1, and you'll run through that, and then you'll magically be up to 750. But you'll get Prime engram drops, and you won't be able to access those until you can get to a certain part of 900.
Yep. And this will help players from avoiding spending charges early for gains that are most beneficial during the soft cap. So we're not going to let you waste these things until you can actually use them later in the game to really benefit your power increase. And now we're on Bright Dust. So for those of you hoarding things, don't do that. So any Crucible, Gambit, or Vanguard completed bounties need to be turned in before maintenance begins on September 30th, as these changes will reset them, which no one's going to hear this before then. So
they might do. I told you, if there's no edits, I'm just going to push it out. Just delete all the swearing, and it gets pushed out.
All right. So other bounties.
But do you have to delete the swearing? Why can't you make the swearing more festive?
All right. Yeah.
Festive swearing. That's editing. Yeah. We don't do that here. So the other bounties, so if you've got gunsmith bounties, clan bounties, Eververse, etc., can still be claimed. So Crucible, Gambit, Vanguard, turn them in. They won't keep. Sounds like any other bounty. Keep those. You'll be able to turn this in after the fact. Bright Dust is now earned from completing Crucible, Gambit, and Vanguard weekly and repeatable bounties, because we love our repeatable bounties. Players will be able to do repeatable bounties as many times as they like, or not.
That's nice.
Eververse,
I mean, I was a bit... Sorry.
There's no stopping. We're only going. You can't say.
I was a bit upset that this came out on Thursday. I wish they'd told us the week previous that they were going to change the bounties, because I'd been doing Crucible, Gambit, and Vanguard and saving them up for the XP boost come Shadowkeep, because I thought I want to get a head start on my artifacts.
Why? No, come on, man.
I want to get a head start on my artifacts.
Play the game. Don't do that. Don't pull a Jackley.
No, that's
you're playing the Jackley game, and don't.
No, I heard it on another podcast this weekend. They said, it's like telling a marathon runner not to do any prep work before you go off and do a marathon.
No, it's like telling a guy that wants to be a marathon runner to stop running with his friends and start eating carbs and running 18 miles a day.
Look, I want to save bounties. Don't you take my bounties away from me. They've already done that. I've had to go and do other bounties.
Take a lot of the stuff out of your vault, and you won't let me. So
no,
bounties are really good.
But what I think a lot of people have missed is the bounties that you can get from the tribute hall, because that gives you glimmer. Once you've done all the tributes, or once you've done all the different, I don't know what else it gave you extra, those bounties. I can't remember anymore. But it gave you glimmer, and it gave you something else for doing. You had to do 4 days. Oh, it was the discount for buying the boons. What a discount from buying.
Yeah.
The whatevers. So once it's done that, they just give you 2,500 glimmer. So I pick those up randomly every couple of days, and I'm saving up those because I want to get up to my glimmer cap, because a lot of stuff's going to be glimmer orientated. There's going to be glimmer for putting in mods, glimmer for resetting mods, glimmer for doing this, glimmer for doing that. So I want to save as much glimmer as I can, and all these bounties will also give me XP towards my artifact and my season.
For all the listeners at home, what he's saying is he wants to be better than you as quickly as possible.
No, I don't.
Yeah,
I have a limited.
Tell me I'm wrong, Respawn.
The end, huh?
Tell me I'm wrong, Respawn.
You're right. You're 100% right. He's trying to be better than everybody else. He's already got the accent. Now he's trying to be better in every single way. All right, listen, you Mary Poppins want to be looking. You got to stop trying to be better than everybody else.
I don't know what you guys are talking about. I probably have 4 hours video of the entire Destiny history.
Exasperated British sigh number 4.
Yes. Anyway, so I've been saving up those bounties. So I've been doing the spider ones, and I've been doing the tribute hall ones. I've been going around and doing the daily planet ones, because even though they give you a small amount of XP, they also give you the materials that you need. So I've got about 50 saved up on each character. But it was just annoying to suddenly learn this on Thursday and then go, I've got to kind of go away, and they'll replace all those bounties that I saved up. But I can understand why they're doing it.
at least they told you, as opposed to in the past when we've all played the game of what do I keep and what do I not.
Okay, yeah.
Also,
Give
if
them
you're
that, but,
if you're sitting on any of your resets, turn in those resets for your Valor or Infamy or anything before the season changes over, because it won't count anymore. So make sure to turn those in.
But I don't understand why you hate on Night Demon for trying to be efficient with his time. Storing up the bounties only makes sense as time efficiency.
Yeah, I know.
Man's got a
We're
limited
not,
time.
we're not
He
hating
wants-
on
he wants
him.
to get
Man does
We're
not
not
have a limited
hating
time
on
to
him.
play. Man has interruptions via child and wife.
Right. And we're not trying to hate on him because he's trying to be efficient. We're trying to hate on him because he's trying to be better than everybody else. There is a distinction there.
no, I'm not. I'm not.
But
Yeah, you are. That's why you got this whole
Exasperated
fake
sigh,
British
number
accent.
5.
I met him. He's not actually from England. He lives in Jersey. All right. He even has a fake accent to make himself seem better.
Ding!
you must feel like that a lot, though, Respawn.
Feel like what?
He doesn't remember the words that just came out of his mouth, Fuzko. You're gonna have to be more specific.
Ah, right. The part where you were assuming that he was trying to be better than you. You must assume that with a lot of people on a daily basis.
No.
That lady who bought 2 gallons of milk at the grocery store. Damn it! She's trying to be better than me. She needs more cereal.
See, you're kind of half right. If I didn't already know that I was the best, that would be a prominent factor in my life. But I'm not so
Greatest idea I've had in a
self-conscious.
month.
Page 3. We're on page 3 of 17. Come on.
17.
So what
We
you're
have
saying is
17
last
pages?
week was the shortest podcast ever. This
Yeah.
week, we're going for distance.
Did he say page 3 of 17 and
He
you left
did.
an open mic night? Boy, that was a mistake. Wow. You did not think this through. Not even a little bit.
We don't plan here in the Frozen Clan. That's
Plans
not
are for
what we do.
terrorists. Plans are
Plans
for terrorists.
And just like that, we're demonetized. Oh, wait. We already are.
No.
We weren't monetized to begin with, so we're good.
That's what I'm saying.
We've lost nothing.
Oh, goodness.
So Bright Dust is now coming to you from completing Clambit. Yes, you can complete Clambit matches.
Nice.
Yes.
With the clown flounder.
Yes, the Clown Flounder tells you. So Bright Dust is now earned by completing Crucible, Gambit, and Vanguard weekly and repeatable bounties. Players will be able to do them as many times as they like. Eververse items will no longer dismantle into Bright Dust. Instead, they grant legendary shards and glimmer. New Eververse items for Season of the Undying will become available for Bright Dust 2 weeks into the season. So for the first 2 weeks, nothing new, just the old crap. But Pan, I'm sorry. They
No,
specifically
I was
put
going to
in here,
ask, is one of
you
those
will-
things going to be the Sunrise Warrior?
No, you specifically will never receive the Sunrise
Okay,
Warrior
yeah,
shader.
no,
It's never going to
you know
happen.
what?
They've actually blacklisted you. It's
We've
not
all got
gonna
our
happen.
cross to bear. I'll take
Yep.
it.
You're never.
This makes it better for everybody else. I'm down.
Exactly. So we're all going to
No,
run
what
our
I-
Sunrise Warrior shaders all season long, just
Yeah.
to
What I
smite you.
think
Yeah.
what I think is going to happen for the first 2 weeks, because they explicitly say available for Bright Dust in the first 2 weeks. But Silver, maybe.
Ooh,
Oh no! Oh,
It-
that's
there's
But it'll only
Silver
be
is
like
such a
2 weeks
sticky,
grace.
Like,
there's nothing you can sell
Hey,
when you
2
buy
weeks.
it for silver.
yeah, they
So,
do that,
is this-
and they're
Is
gonna
this like a real
they're
thing,
gonna have
or
more
is
trouble
this
than
just
it's
like
worth.
a joke that everybody teases you about? Have you honestly, have you really
No.
never received the Sunrise Warrior?
No, I
Honestly,
haven't.
he
Hold on,
to this day has
It-
never
it gets
received.
sold at
All right,
Eververse
hold
all
on.
the
No. I'll
time.
tell you what. I'm actually playing right now. I'm gonna pull up my collections. I'm gonna
Uh-huh.
screenshot it and share it with Parody, and he can put it in the thing.
But Eververse sells it like all the time.
No, they
You never
don't.
even look at
They
Eververse?
do not. That is an absolute lie, and you were absolutely right.
But I got mine from Eververse, man.
It is, I'm sure, from like season 1 or whatever. But no,
Oh.
it's absolutely not a thing.
That's
Oh,
all right. As
shit,
long as
where
you
is
got
it?
the other one, you're still in good shape, man.
Yeah, no. It's, again,
Yeah.
we all have crosses to bear. That's just mine.
That's just,
Yeah, so you know,
okay.
I mean, sometimes you need to put 946 hours and 25 minutes into the game and still never receive the shader that you're looking for. Sometimes that's
Yeah.
just life.
Yeah, I mean, at least it's a shader. When we played D1, I came in after everybody already had the Gallahorn, and I didn't receive the Gallahorn until Xur sold it a week before it got nerfed. So what was that, like 2.5 years?
Do we
of
want to
playing?
talk? Do we want to talk about when Pan got the Ikelo shotgun? Are you familiar
About
with
a week and a half ago? Yeah, no, it was
Right.
amazing.
Are you familiar with the recent Mars event?
Yeah, but you can only get that from that one event. You can only get that from that one event. Though. So if he doesn't play the event, then he's not going to get it, right?
I
I did
understand
play
that.
the event.
You
I
know
played
how
the
many
event
times we've played
a
the
fair
event?
amount. I won't say a lot. I didn't play it a lot, but I did play it, and I got it about a month and a half ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The week we were doing the Mars stuff.
And you know,
Yeah.
Gadad, you know how Gadad had the sniper, and I tried to get the sniper for so long. My Ikelo sniper was akin to your Ikelo shotgun. No matter how much I played, I couldn't get the damn thing right until they upped the drops. And then
Yeah.
Gadad played with me earlier this week, and the first thing he says when he gets online, he goes, "Say, Respawn, you got that sniper yet?" I'm like, "Yeah, asshole. In fact, I do."
So Eververse items will also no longer require Bright Dust to reacquire them or reroll perks from collections. Instead, they cost the same materials that reward items of the same type of rarity use. Fire Team medallions are gone. If you have any, they will now be fizzled Fire Team medallions, and you can now break them down for 50 Bright Dust, which is what they cost to buy. And they're also lowering the price for the Gleaming Boon of the Vanguard and the Gleaming Boon of the Crucible.
Spectacular! Good
Exactly.
news, Pan. Here's
Yeah.
a chance not to get the Sunrise Warrior.
Yeah, so your Gleaming Boon of the Vanguard is going from 250 to 150 Bright Dust, and your Gleaming Boon of the Crucible goes from 600 to 500 Bright Dust come Shadowkeep. So now you can spend less Bright Dust on things you'll never get. Also, Eververse changes. Eververse bounties have been deprecated. Any remaining bounty notes can be broken down into Bright Dust. Now, you can still complete and turn in any outstanding Eververse bounties until they expire. But so come Shadowkeep, that answered the question we had last week before. So Eververse bounties are going away. Come Shadowkeep, no more Eververse bounties. She won't have any. She'll be out there in orbit, and the director can't breathe. No room for bounties. Storage space is very limited. Also, your Season 7 Best of Year 1 engrams have been retired. In its place, players can now obtain the new Season 8 Nostalgic engram. And the seasonal milestones no longer grant a bounty. Instead, it directly grants a Bright engram. And the Seasonal 8 Nostalgic engram is no longer earned to level up. The Bright engram is now included in the free rewards from the Season Pass that are available before level 100. So basically, you're going to get a Bright engram for basically every level ending in 3. So 23, 33, 43, and every level ending in 8. 28, 38, 48. Until you hit level 100. After level 100, you'll get one every 5 levels. And the Eververse storefront is now available via the director. Go.
So I can't tell if you're just adding zeros, because right now you said everything ending in 30 instead of 3.
He's not good with
But-
numbers. You're going to have to be more
Right.
specific.
But backtrack a little bit. You said that the boons
sorry.
cost went down from 600 glimmer to 500 glimmer?
Bright Dust, yes.
I'm sorry,
The-
bright dust.
Yeah.
100 though. 500 bright dust
Yes,
for a boon.
Currently, the gleaming boon of the Crucible is 600 Bright Dust right now. It will be 500 Bright Dust after Shadowkeep. And then
That's
Vanguard is
crazy
250 and
expensive,
150.
dude. You only get
Yeah.
500 bright dust from dismantling an exotic sparrow or freaking.
Well,
plane.
that's why you don't buy them unless you're looking for a
That's
particular shader.
nutty.
And did
Yeah,
you
I've
miss
never
the
bought
part
one.
where
I
they
didn't
said?
know that. That's
Did
crazy, man.
Did you miss the part where if you do break down an exotic sparrow or ship, it will no longer give you 500? It will
Yeah,
be
yeah. No,
shards
I got
of
that
glimmer.
part.
Okay, I just thought you missed that bit as well.
No. I did hear that.
Yeah, so
but
there's-
that's in the future. I'm talking about currently. It's that expensive. That's
Yeah.
crazy, man.
So Night Demon, go into your vault. How many ships are sitting in there? Be honest.
I have 40 ships that all
So-
dismantled. No, they all dismantled down into glimmer at, I think it's 2,500 per ship.
So you've got your glimmer stash saved up. I see.
Yes.
See,
Everything else.
this is why you're in
everything
a vault
else.
space.
Bright dust has been
Why you're in a vault
dismantled. Ghosts. I've got 3 ghosts, and that's it for now. And they are like from just events. They don't dismantle down to bright dust. So ships, sparrows, ghosts.
I'm
The
keeping
armor parts.
the extra XP one and the extra glimmer one.
You
I've
do
got-
whatever
I've
you
got-
want, my friend. I've dismantled
Yeah.
everything.
I mean, I'm not saving all my bounties. Look, I don't want to be better than everybody else. I just know I have limited time to play, and I'm not gonna,
Well, I think, to be honest, going forward with the XP, you'll want to go around and you'll want to collect any bounty that you can,
maybe.
and just like get as many as you can per time that you go on and play. So remember the tribute hall, remember the spider, and remember to pick up the ones on each planet as well. Because if you're going to go and do a nightfall on a specific planet, it may just give you extra rewards and extra XP going forward. So you've got to kind of keep that in mind going forward now with your season pass, like battle pass, and your artifact. You want to keep progressing further if you can, and the extra bounties will help you progress that faster, hopefully.
Yeah. And yeah, I probably misspoke about the Bright Ingrams. They're on the pass thing. Go to the Bungie Shadowkeep page. You get little pictures that shows you where each of those Ingrams fall. But basically, it's any level ending in 3 or 8 until you get to 100, and that's on the free tier. So the paid for tier might be a little bit quicker. I didn't do all the work. I did some of the work. Deal with it. And now we've got Glimmer. So our Glimmer cap goes up to 250,000 Glimmer now. So we can hoard all the Glimmer.
We can.
And
think of how many people you can be better than.
Exactly. And because of economics, everything will now be 1.5 times the price just to make up for the Glimmer increase. So now you can have more. It's all going to be more expensive. Spider's like, I've seen this economy change. And then Glimmer rewards are also being rebalanced from a majority of sources. So basically, you'll get more Glimmer out of, as they say, significantly increasing the Glimmer drop from things like public events, lost sectors, and chests. The Glimmer gains on kills has been reduced, and then
that's just passive like kills as you kind of wander through the world.
The passive Glimmer gains on kills have been reduced. In addition to directly awarding Glimmer on kill, combatants will sometimes drop additional Glimmer chunks. So when they drop their wallets, you can raid their wallets and loot the bodies. And your weekly bounties will also award a large amount of Glimmer in addition to other rewards. So play the game, you'll get Glimmer, is the gist of it.
Mm-hmm. I don't know how I feel about that. The Glimmer chunk thing bugs me. Like I realize that somebody worked very hard to render those particles. But having like a big chunk of Glimmer like roll down the hill as the end of the strike nears is wildly annoying.
Which makes no sense because they're square. Why would they roll?
Yeah, but they do. They slide really well down those hills.
Square if they're on a hill, buddy.
Would I let you in a box and push you down a mountain?
Squares make a circle.
Right?
I was waiting for it.
Yeah. Gosh, man.
Yeah.
I guess they're just pixels, aren't they?
Yeah. So Spider,
if I put you in a box and roll you down a hill, you still roll, and you probably will bounce a significant amount too. But
and Spider's going to open you with all 4 arms wide open, because he now deals materials from all the planets.
You say that
we're no longer going to have to wait for Spider
to use squares for rendering, or do they use tetragrams? The triangles.
Jesus.
So the triangles give you a finer point.
You'll have to call and ask. So Spider's going to now sell planetary materials from all the planets. No longer a rotation. He's just going to have them all available for you.
Barium bows? Can I use all my barium bows?
Maybe.
Oh my god.
At Spider,
you should be able to turn them in for something. Like what? I don't understand the barium. Like everybody's really upset about the barium bow thing, right? You can't use it to upgrade anything, correct?
No, you could use it to do Dreaming City stuff.
Your sense of moral superiority.
But when you went to you do loads of stuff on Dreaming City. You'd get it for the rage. You'd get it for doing all the different things of like Petra's bounties, doing the blind well. You'd just get tons and tons of this stuff, but you'd have. I've got like 50,000 of it. It's absolutely ridiculous the amount of work that you've kind of put in on that one place, and you couldn't use it to trade in anywhere. But now you can.
Man,
and your Glimmer exchange.
I've got about 4. So
Yeah.
you know,
He's gonna come up to Spider. He's gonna drop a truckload of banyan burrows. He's gonna be like,
Right.
open your bank account. Here you go,
hey,
Spider.
Spider, if you got a loading dock, I
Come-
can't fit this dump truck down this narrow
Right.
hallway.
After Demon visits Spider, he's not gonna buy banyan burrows for like half the season. Just 'cause of
Spider's
Demon.
actually going to be replaced. Actually, Spider, come week 2, you're going to actually see Night Demon standing there as the Spider. He's like, Night Demon's like, I'm here to buy you out.
I've got
He's
my
gonna
Santa
have like
Claus
2
sleigh.
paper mache arms stuck on the side of his Titan. I'm totally
Exactly.
Spider. What do you mean?
I've got my
Just
sleigh
cardboard
that I got
arms
last year.
flailing
It's
around.
got glimmer in it.
Yeah.
Whip that
There
down
you
that
go.
far.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, fill the sleigh up. You get a little dog to pull it. It'll be great.
Right. Jeez. Yeah, he's just sitting there. Okay,
Phantom
I have
Demon.
legendary shards. What can I buy? Banyan burrows. Okay, I have cores. What can I buy? Banyan burrows. All right,
Yeah, you
I have
can.
glimmer. What can I
All
buy?
of mine.
Banyan burrows. That's all you can get.
I hope you've been going to this one place because that's all we have now. So your Glimmer exchange is now going to cost 10 legendary shards or 20 materials and yields 10,000 Glimmer, which is a change from whatever it does now.
Yeah. I think it's 5 or something.
Tangled Shore daily bounties will no longer award Glimmer. Again, you're going to get etheric spirals. Ooh. And your weekly wanted bounties will no longer award gear, but will provide between 3,000 and 15,000 Glimmer in addition to enhancement cores they currently offer. And Zur has one minor change. His inventory pool and the 50 engram will now include world drop exotics from year 2.
Wave splitter. Woohoo!
That's got to be week 1, right? Like that's-
Yeah, everybody's gonna get that one.
Yeah.
We're all going to see Zur. No, see, he's going to sell, and they're going to
Laser
go.
Time weekend is back.
They're actually going to say we forgot to include this in his inventory this week. So if you visited week
right.
1,
We
we're
forgot
really
to take
sorry.
My will is not my own. Please,
We
for the love of
locked
God, help me.
We locked it and we forgot to take the lock off for the first week. So all you guys that got double or triple of what you've already had, just bear with us. That'll be unlocked next week.
Yeah.
Would you like this other set of Dune Marchers? We have a lovely set of Dune Marchers for you. Would you like those instead? How about a Worm God Caress or the Aeon?
What are the sidearm pants for the hunter? Yeah, you're getting 4 of those.
The lucky pants. Yeah.
Watch. Week 1, Zur is going to sell all the Aeon armor. The Aeon safe, Aeon switch. That's all he's going to have. 50 engrams, nothing but that.
And they're gonna do
all he's going to
they're
bring.
gonna do a secret buff. It now, like, if you have all 3 pieces on one character, you get a Galahorn.
But wait until you see that Aeon auto rifle he's going to sell you. It's going to be incredible.
Yeah.
Let me tell you, brand new exotic I'm just introducing now into the game. The Aeon auto rifle. You have to use it with your Aeon whatever's you have on.
Yeah.
Right,
Oh,
now we
man.
need guys, serious time. We need at least
Wrong podcast.
5 minutes.
Butter and toast.
It won't even
5
be that
minutes
much.
Go
of
ahead.
silence because it's time for Parody's patch note preview. He loves the patch note preview.
No,
So let's-
wait, hold on. Before you
no.
start this, Perry
Right.
and I share a brain. We're the same person. I should be able to interrupt at will.
Right, just you and Parody, go for it. Parody.
Okay, cool. Neat.
Parody
Julian,
and
you're
Panoramix patch note preview. Roll the music.
So again, they're going to drop a giant patch note list on us when Shadowkeep drops, but here's just a little taste to get us started. So if you're playing the Leviathan raid, Eater World, or Spire Stars, you get rally banners now. You can actually get ammo drops because there isn't any right now. Night Demon, this one is just for you. They've heard your calls. The Shattered Throne is now available at all times, and it can be launched and reset directly from the director. Same thing with the Black Armory Forges. You got it. Black Armory Forges, same thing. Now available directly through the director. Now it says a director launched playlist on EDC. So does that mean we get to choose the one we want, or do we just get thrown into one of the forges? Guess we'll find out. Weapon mods are now treated as reusable unlocks instead of consumables, so any mod you have in your inventory will be converted to unlocks. The short version of this is make sure you have at least one of each of the mods in your inventory. If it's in a gun, it doesn't count. So
Is
if
that
it's the one
weapons
you have,
and armor?
that's
Did they
just weapon
clarify?
mods. Just weapon mods. This is
Just
only
weapon
weapon mods.
Okay.
The Armor 2.0, they're going to give you a bunch to start Shadowkeep with, but the mods, you have to have at least one in your inventory before you get the reusable version.
Right. So delete everything down to 1,
Correct.
basically.
So
Yeah. Okay.
discarding your enhancement cores will no longer delete your entire stack. And
God bless the internet hero that found that one out for us.
the cries of 1,000 people have been heard. And Pan,
Yeah.
This one is just for you in blue screen. The Borealis and Hardlight will now match the Prism modifier when changing elements on reload. So rotating through Arc, Void, and
You
Solar.
may be the happiest little girl in the world.
There you go. Your Hardlight, buddy. It gets even better. So we fixed an issue where the Hunter's Tempest Strike melee ability couldn't be performed if the sprint button was set to hold. So Hunters, slow down or you don't get hit as hard. The Phoenix Protocol perk will no
Punch
longer...
correctly, you whiny little...
Yeah,
Precisely.
for Titans, run faster.
Hey!
So
Hey,
for
this
Hunters,
is not Respawn's
slow
patch
down
notes. Shut the hell
if you
up.
wanna hit
Hey,
hard. No,
Your name doesn't start with P.
That's,
No, wait, Respawn.
are you
no,
P spawns or no P spawns in real life? No. Hush.
Respawn, I've got one for you in a minute. Hold on. After this one, yours is next. So the Phoenix Protocol will no longer award super bonus kills on energy and assist to warlocks inside the will if they don't also have the Will of Radiance equipped. So if you're running another subclass, it's not going to give you those perks if you have the Phoenix Protocol on. Now, Respawn, this one's for you. Fix an issue where allied golden gun projectiles weren't going through banner shields. So
No, you can leave that in. That sounds amazing. Please.
Titans
Bungie,
everywhere.
reverse that.
Titans everywhere have nerfed
I have
all
found
the
a new
hunters.
grief. When do these patch notes start?
Shadowkeep. So if you
Hunter
haven't
friends,
you haven't
come
told
to me.
Shadowkeep.
I will quote unquote boost your damage.
That I thought was just beautiful.
Damn it, the things I didn't realize.
Right. So fix an issue where the Queen's
that
Wrath
thing,
perk
that's
for
crazy,
the
man.
Exotic Wish and the bow wasn't correctly highlighting players if their shields were depleted. Players who obtained the salute emote in the past can now correctly select it in their collection and assign it to their emote wheel. This one I am a huge fan of. The multiplayer emotes will now have a visible indication of where a player can stand to initiate the emote. Thank you. I can finally fist bump and do things with people in the real world.
Okay. Yeah.
Where do you want me to be? The hug is very straightforward. When I beg you for hugs, you're in front of me. Some of them I'm like, I don't know where you want me to be. In front of you, behind you, on top of you, teabagging you. It's hard to say.
Yes. All of those, yes.
Yes. And finally, putting the final death knell in the coffin of farming materials in the forges. Failing the first encounter for any Black Armory Forge will no longer award planetary destination materials. So in case you thought that 750 bump wasn't enough, you get nothing for failing your first encounter in the Black Armory Forge. So maybe do it to get your second encounter, but then everybody's 750, so you're still screwed.
Yeah.
So far, so they've really put the death knell in the farming of the forges, and that's been your Parody and Panoramics patch note preview.
Okay, you can scream now, Respawn. Go ahead.
No, he's still muted. Hang on. I've just got on.
He'll fix himself in a minute.
No, I'll do it for him.
Now all of our
There you
pinnacle weapons are going away. Goodbye, pinnacle weapons.
Are they really?
well, kind
No,
of, yeah.
They're changing.
The
They're
pinnacle
going to
weapons
they're
are not
going to
just
go
going to
in
be perfectly
delete-
rolled weapons. That's all.
They're
not
going to
gonna have
delete
any
every
perks
pinnacle
anymore.
weapon in your vault on your character. They're actually taking them all back.
No, don't tell people things like that.
We're going to reforge them into the scout rifle that we quote unquote buffed.
Yeah, exactly.
There you go.
They all.
Here's your mountaintop recluse scout rifle.
It's going to be amazing. I don't know why you're upset.
It only has field prep and whatever the stupid crouch and shoot modifier is.
No, it's going to have grounded and Icarus grip on it. It'll be fine. You've got this.
Field prep and Icarus grip. Good luck.
In this next
Crouch
patch,
midair.
I was watching some YouTubers, and in this next patch, they're talking about how field prep might actually be a thing. So you're joking about it now, but it might be part of this next meta.
No, he's joking about it pairing with another perk that makes no sense.
Exactly.
Yeah, like hip fire grip and rangefinder.
Precisely.
Aim down sights to get the rangefinder, but hip fire helps you with the stability.
Yeah.
It makes no sense.
Also known as
Here's
every
your
roll I get from
Actinium
the
Warwig
forge.
with sidearm reloader. I'm sorry, to what?
You got this. Like, wasn't this supposed to be on the boots? Shh. It's on the word now. It's fine.
Yeah.
Don't ask
Chickens,
questions.
get in here. We've got to talk about your armor rolls.
But no, to answer your question, the pinnacle weapons, we're not going to get new pinnacle weapons. The new pinnacle weapons, quote unquote, there is actually just going to be curated rolls of whatever weapon comes from that activity.
Of ritual weapons now. So it's
Yeah.
going to have
Are
a new
they?
name. We're all going to call them pinnacle weapons, so I don't know why they changed the name.
Yeah.
They said anything about a vendor refresh? Or well, I mean, I guess it's not. The armor rolls aren't going to matter, right? Because you can put
Shops
whatever you want.
do not have
Yeah.
new inventory.
Sorry, friend. Marcus is all out of guns.
Yeah. So basically, they made a whole long thing, basically saying the whole gist of the Destiny dev team's thing was saying rather than the absolute height of legendary power, the pinnacle weapons were supposed to be interesting novelties to chase. But then you went and made them the height of all power.
No, you called them pinnacle weapons
in the games. And they were like, the pinnacle word was sort of troublesome, and then the problem just became worse and more than we put in. So we made stupidly powerful weapons. We gave you a lot of them, and then we were troubled that everybody was using them.
I'm going to take a wild guess here and hope that they have somebody with like an English degree on the Bungie dev team that went, no, pinnacle doesn't mean that, and they were beaten to death with shoes by the rest of the dev team. And they no longer work there.
Meanings.
They all have those Latin moms, like what I had. That's the one flip flop that she's just deadly with.
Yeah, just beat them. We'll call it what we want,
house.
but pinnacle doesn't mean. Oh God! Ow! Stop!
Be across the house and in another room, and she tosses that freaking flip flop and it turns 90 degrees around a corner and just nails him.
But a lot of people were saying that the problem with the pinnacle weapons is that they made pinnacle weapons, chaseable. But once you got those pinnacle weapons, it was making the better players even better because of some of the perks that were on them. It made no sense for just, the snowball of making those players that are really good just even stupidly good.
What do you mean it makes no sense? That makes perfect sense. That's the whole point of these weapons. If you're good enough to get the weapon, it should make you a better player. Otherwise, why the hell would you grind for it?
No, because then why would you put like the Redrix's broadsword and the Redrix's claymore? Why wouldn't they do that? So when you had the climb to get the claymore for the first season, and then the top players got it to start off with, why then when we got to the next season was the quest made simpler so that lesser players who weren't as good to go into comp and do it able to still get that style of gun,
which I disagreed with.
Use it. I don't care what you disagree with. I'm talking right now.
Well, you're asking me. I'm answering you.
I'm not asking you.
I didn't like that. You did ask me. You said, "Well,
then why?" You ask a rhetorical question. I'm going to give you a rhetorical answer.
Why? That is
Hang on, Respawn. What is your opinion? No, nobody asked your opinion.
Rhetorical doesn't mean that. You flip-flop scrub.
Yeah. Have my flip-flop over the back of your head. Wally Bop you.
Point is,
Wally Bop you.
Wally
didn't ask anybody in general.
I found my new favorite British word.
What's that?
I'm not sure that was a 19.
Mollywop or whatever it was. I don't know.
No, that's not.
No,
that's me.
Yeah.
That's my word, dude.
That was a Respawn original.
No, that's got to be. No, that's got to be.
That's what Luna does. That's what Luna does to him.
That's me.
Okay.
So now Pan is a fan of me.
No, I've always been a fan of you. Just a fan is
in small doses.
Sort of
small
subjective.
doses. Anyway, getting back on track. It doesn't make sense to have those pinnacle weapons not achievable by normal players that just want to go in and enjoy the game and get those really good weapons and use them and play with them. It makes no sense.
It does make sense.
Poor old Parody has been desperately trying to get up to 2100 in the last couple of weeks because he wants to get that pinnacle weapon. But it's just not fair, that kind of grind to put on a player that isn't.
How is it not fair?
As skilled to do. Because it isn't.
It's just like doing a raid. You have to go to a raid to get the raid-specific weapons.
Yes,
right?
but people, average people, can go into a raid and work it out and work really well as a team.
Really?
Now, as an example,
we can't. But I've heard a story. I've seen this done by not Frozen. It's possible.
Frozen. I'm not taking this, Frozen. You guys all completed raids in year 1 of Destiny, or year 2, year 3 of Destiny 1. You guys have done King's Fall. You guys have done Wrath of the Machine. You guys have done Crota. You guys have done it all. But I'm not saying about Destiny 2 because Destiny 2 was a different, kettle of fish, different ball game. The style of those raids was difficult. But it was more of a problem with getting people together.
Kettle of Fish is a
failed.
Night Demon thing, if you like that one.
Anyway,
Kettle of Fish.
Getting people together to do those raids was a different thing. Okay, so I've completely lost where I was going with this. Anyway,
mission accomplished.
Go ahead.
No. You guys can do the raid, and you guys can actually do.
No, some of us can do the raid depending upon which clan members we have with us.
Okay, okay. but you can still go into those raids, and there is a possibility of
I'm
you
not
completing them.
LFGing. You can't make me. You're
No,
not my real
but
dad.
it is harder for you to go into comp, even if it was a frozen team, and try and get to 2100 as a team, right?
If we got
Particularly if it's a
Sherb,
frozen
then we're
team.
good. If we got
But you have
Sherb
more of a
and-
chance. You've got more of a chance of getting 100k voices than you have of getting the recluse, because although it's an RNG drop, you're more likely to go in and keep repeating that and repeating that and repeating that. Whereas you don't want to go into comp.
repeat the raid. I'm aware. Thank you.
Yeah, but you don't want to
Yeah,
go
and
into
I still
comp
don't
and
have
repeatedly
a
beat
single
your.
exotic from any of the raids, despite how often I do the raids.
You don't. Anyway,
Wait,
so
do you play Destiny?
he
Yeah.
doesn't. No, he's Monster Hunter. So you don't want to go into comp and completely batter yourself and get
Do
destroy
you edit out all
time.
of like when that one time I was on the podcast? Did you have to edit out all of like Parody's like giggles in the background? I'm just out of morbid curiosity here.
No,
No,
It
we're all
normally
on
the
separate
giggles in there.
tracks.
Yeah.
So he can
So-
just cancel out.
No,
a track.
I don't think it's fair. I mean, if they want to do pinnacle rewards, they should make like they had to do with the mountaintop. They made it slightly easier for people to obtain because they realised that the power creep, along with the powerful weapons, made no sense to make those more powerful players even more powerful because it just makes it unfair and it makes it
Well,
Destiny 2 not want to be played by just the average
yeah,
player.
you don't
that
want to
that
go into
wants to play
comp
it.
with somebody that's getting or has got mountaintop and recluse, right?
Well, you don't want to go
Um,
into Iron Banner. You don't want to go into because those people.
I don't want to
would
go
have
there
taken-
anyway. It doesn't matter what
Exactly.
weapons they're using.
No, but you
Fair
don't
enough,
want to.
right?
Those players will go
Have
in
you
there
vet
and just
me?
destroy other teams, and it's
But
not
they've
fair.
earned the right to do that, though. They've earned the right to do that. Just like
I'm
if
not
you
saying-
grind for a piece of for a weapon that's going to make you better, or a piece of armor with a perk that's going to make you better, like enhanced hand cannon loader, enhanced hand cannon targeting, whatever. You grind for these things that make you a better player. It's the same thing for these weapons. They grinded for those weapons to make them an even better player. They've earned that right to come in and mop the floor with your ass, right? That's fair. They had to go through it.
Yes, but
Well-
it doesn't make the game enjoyable for the players like me.
I get that.
Okay,
I
all right.
get
so
the
don't
point
have
of
those
view. It
weapons.
doesn't
Hey,
make it enjoyable. That's fair.
Hold
I
on,
can see that point.
hold on.
But
Respawn. I
they
have a
did
question.
earn it.
I have a question. Which does the player make the weapon better, or does the weapon make the player better?
It's actually,
If you're,
I would think it's both, right? Because you have to be
Okay.
good enough to get that weapon. But
But
if let's
you
say you
understand what
gave
I'm
me that
saying?
weapon, yeah, absolutely. But like, if you gave someone like me that weapon that isn't top tier or whatever, but I just happen to get that weapon, I'm gonna wipe the floor with people like whomever that
me.
doesn't have
Yeah,
that
you
weapon.
can say
yet.
me. It's fine. I'm not
You
gonna
know?
get offended.
Well, I mean, I don't know you. I don't know how good you are.
I'm
but,
horrible. Let's go ahead.
But the point is, if you give me a top tier weapon like that, I am inherently going to be better with that weapon because that weapon is a good
Right.
weapon.
So, but if we give you a mid-meta tier weapon, would you still not mop the floor with people?
If you're a good player, yes.
If you're a good player, exactly. So
So-
therefore, it does not matter which weapon you're using. You're going to perform better because you're a better player. So therefore, people getting upset because they don't have the top tier weapons when they're already substantially better at the game than other people is sort of irrelevant. You know what I'm saying?
I get what you're saying, but that's not what he's saying. He's saying that it's not fair for the lower tier people to not have the higher tier weapons. That's what he's saying. Right?
That sort of falls into the category of I paid for this game. It should be reasonable for me to get all of the content that I paid for.
Reasonable,
If
but
I-
okay.
no,
Okay,
what I'm
let's
saying is
look
if
at
you
this
put
like
the-
Dark Souls, right? Dark Souls, from what I understand, is a hard game. I've never played it, but I'm told it's a hard game. That's where the whole get
Fuzko?
good thing comes from.
If you
Right?
never played Dark Souls, the are you talking about Dark Souls for?
Because that's where the whole get good thing comes from, right? I'm using that as an example. You paid for the game.
Yes.
It was a hard game. You had to go through it. You probably threw controllers at the screen, whatever.
You bought the
Turn
game
it off.
because it was a hard game. That's exactly what you went into it for.
Okay, what's to say that Destiny isn't in that same category? What if you bought Destiny because you thought that it was going to have a difficult PvP
Because
thing?
it was never advertised as that? Hey, do you have a train crash sound?
No.
I need that.
You guys, Respawn, you're comparing a PvP activity to a PvE activity.
that is
PvP
meant to be brutal.
PvP is meant to be hard because you play against those players. That's
Right.
fine, and I don't mind that. But to cordon off those rewards, you know, me and Parody have both got the Redrix's broadsword, and we did that through determination and hard work. We didn't go into comp for it, but we did it in normal Crucible. But we worked our asses off to get that weapon. Yes, we use that weapon.
And when you got the weapon, didn't that give you a sense of pride that you earned it?
No, more just a sense of exhaustion for playing like 75 games.
No, I remember
and,
getting the 21 Delirium or whatever, and I was like, if I hear the Drifter one more time, I'm going to castrate him and make sure he does not repopulate anywhere.
Yeah, but you don't like Gambit, so that's apples and oranges.
Well, no, it's not, because you're talking a player like me that does not enjoy Crucible, right? Let's put that out there. I do not enjoy Crucible as a general rule. But to get weapons that I have paid for, right? I paid my money just like everybody else. I've got to go do an activity that I don't like. Do I not deserve those rewards? Is that what you're saying?
I'm saying it would make more sense.
You did pay for the weapons, but you paid for the opportunity to earn those weapons, right? Just like any other game, you might have to go through some to get the weapon, just like any other game, but you still have the opportunity to get it. You might not like it. You might not like doing the activity, just like in other games. You might not want to have to fight this boss. You might not want to have to do that mission. It's going to suck. You're going to hate it, but you're going to earn it, and you have the chance to get it if you want.
No, there's a difference with comp. There's a complete difference with comp.
Locking
raids and comp are not the same thing.
No, it's not. And if there was two separate paths, you know, there was a quick path for the comp players to actually achieve and get that weapon and get a nice, you know, a shiny new thing, and then a slower path for the average player to get, I'm all for. That's, you know, 100% a brilliant idea, because I'm going to put the time in if I want that weapon and do the slower path, because I know I'm not that good to go into comp. I know I'm not that higher tier. Plus, the other thing that you've got to think about with those weapons is they're really good in PvE. You know, the Recluse is fabulous. The Lunas, which I both have, because I really went to town and worked hard at trying to get those. No, but I did. And I told you guys on the podcast, I grabbed a couple of people from LFG and I worked hard at the last part of it. And I got those weapons, and they are fabulous in PvE activities. Now, why are those weapons cordoned off in a PvP activity for other people? It doesn't make sense, and it doesn't make it fair for that kind of game. So I completely agree with them changing the way that, you know, these are going to be ritual weapons, and there's going to be easier paths, you know, in retrospect, easier paths to actually obtain these.
Your point isn't wrong. I'm not saying that you're wrong. I'm not saying that I don't agree with you. You're right. No, you're absolutely right. But at the same time, there are two sides to that argument. What you say is absolutely correct from a person that doesn't like Crucible or competitive or whatever, right? But on the same token, it is in the game, and it's there for you to earn it, and they just happen to have locked it behind a BS game type, right? I get what you're saying, but I mean, I don't think it's unfair. I think it sucks. I think
we can all agree.
And I'm going to take advantage.
Should be a random drop from Raul out of Blue Ingrams, right? That's what we're saying.
Yes.
And don't get me wrong. I'm going to take advantage of the fact that the mountaintop's going to be easier, 100%, absolutely. But I'm still saying that it is fair for them to lock it behind the more difficult types of game.
Can you still earn those pinnacle weapons in Shadowkeep?
Yes, you can. You can still go back and earn the previous pinnacle weapons, but
Okay.
they're just changing the way that they do the new ones. So if you take us through how they did the new ones, Parody.
Well, first we have to get to the very important part of Respawn's favorite part. The fact that we're reducing the effectiveness of Rampage, Kill Clip, Swashbuckler, Multi-Kill Clip, Desperado, Surrounded, Master of Arms, and Onslaught. So in general, these perks use about the same damage multipliers for PvE as they did in PvP.
Except for what?
Except for the Rampage does not affect the Huckleberry.
There you go.
And the Onslaught and Desperado now change bullet impact values while active in PvE. Surrounded no longer multiplies precision damage on top of base damage, as it was benefiting some weapons more than others. And basically, they go on to say legendary weapons overall have become too powerful. And one of the examples they use is talking about crowd control back in D1. Your crowd control damage, basically the predecessor to Rampage, it gave you an extra 15% damage. That was the absolute cap. Well, now Rampage could give you a cap of 67% damage. an additional 67% damage. So that's a 447% increase from the base damage of this weapon. That's too much, and it basically invalidates any other perks in the game. They have this great game of wide perks and different values. You're basically looking for the same roll. You're basically looking for one gun. You're basically looking for a fixed roll gun, and all other guns are inferior because they just can't put out the damage. So now we get to our ritual weapons.
I was going to say, what they're doing now is doing what Respawn has asked for in many weeks, is make the exotics exotic. So what they're doing with the Huckleberry, what they mentioned a couple of weeks back, was that they were going to give the Huckleberry an extra 10% damage boost, plus it was going to get the 22%, roughly 22% boost from all the other submachine guns in damage. So the Huckleberry, along with the catalyst that you can get for the Huckleberry, is going to be a good one to look out for in Shadowkeep.
Exactly, and that's what I was saying, Parody, because you're like, this is Respawn's favorite part, because it's a nerf. And initially, you're right, I was very angry about it until they said it's not going to affect the Huckleberry. And then that's when I came in. That's when I understood. Holy crap! Like Demon said, they are making the exotic again. And when I saw that, I saw rainbows, puppies, and kittens. Man, it was great because I'm like, yes, because I use the Huckleberry. The Huckleberry is amazing.
It out.
Just wait. We have a very special thing just for you, and I'm actually not just trying to make you angry here. Night Demon has the best news you've been waiting for. That we're going to give you at the very end of the show. We're going to make you wait till the end of the show, and then we're going to tell you.
Is it not in the patch notes
about something else? No, it's not, because it was not.
It was not
reading
from Bungie. The patch notes. Don't.
Okay.
It's not. It's not in the document. You can look through all 17 pages. It's not even there because Bungie didn't tell us directly.
No, I completely forgot then.
You know what you did, or what Bungie did. So, our ritual weapons, and they've given us no information. So, Vanguard, we're getting this edgewise machine gun. Looks like a machine gun. Crucible, actually, no, we're going to say Crucible for a minute. Gambit, we're going to get the exit strategy, which looks like a submachine gun. It's green. Crucible, Randy's throwing knife.
Randy Newman's throwing knife?
No, but it's a scout rifle.
Yeah, it's a scout rifle, so no one's going to use it. So who is Randy? Why is this throwing knife? Can I throw the scout rifle at people? Will it actually do more damage if I just throw it at you?
Like it's going to do card tricks?
Maybe it's got detachment.
Yeah. Like, can I take the silencer off and it's just like a katana blade that I can then slash you with? Because let's be honest, the scout rifle is not going to do anything. Sorry, Oxygen. You too. You don't do anything.
We're the scout rifles that don't do anything.
Exactly.
So there's a few corrections that Bungie have come out to change, isn't there, from previous TWABs and
there sure
Vidocs?
Some of which we caught, some of which I saw people rebelling about on the internet. The Night Demon will read us with his silky smooth British voice.
Shall I do it in my monotone voice? Because Respawn likes my monotone voice.
No, you should do your sultry British.
You sound like Alan Rickman playing the robot
voice.
From what's the
the
Hitchhiker's Guide.
Hitchhiker.
Mm-hmm.
Yep,
I could do it. Oh my God, you're right. He does.
I will try.
I can't even see that now, dude.
I'm not gonna do anything.
Set it straight. Corrections. There was a shot of Trials of the Nine armor in the launch trailer by mistake. We wanted to clear up any confusion and let players know that the Trials of the Nine set will not be obtainable in Season of the Undying. We have also revised our gameplay calendar for Season of the Undying. The menu of action is still the same, but we are adjusting timing of the nightmare hunts. The new schedule looks like this. See picture that you guys can't see. Back when we were first talking about finishers and some of the mods that will go with them, we talked about how one of the mods enabled you to spawn heavy ammo for your fire team when you were executing a finisher. This was still in flux at the time, and for balance reasons, we ended up
Wake up!
Spawned, making a mod that spawned heavy ammo for yourself and a mod that will spawn special ammo.
Honestly, we need to have crickets in the background, or
that was perfect.
Sleepy time music.
Very soft, yeah.
The only thing that would have made that better.
You should put Enya in the background, 100%. Enya, just like slowly lulling everyone to sleep as he's talking.
How much am I going to have to pay for Enya in the background of a podcast?
That's a fair point. I don't know.
Exactly.
The only thing would have made that better is if you would have been like, "There's a picture." It would have been nice if you could have seen the picture, but you can't. So moving on, because that would be Alan Rickman.
No edit, so that's going in. You could just there.
there we go. Yeah, so yeah, they made an adjustment to the calendar. I didn't look at the old calendar. I'm assuming they just changed the timing of things. Back
It'll
with
be
their,
here
you
when
know,
it's here.
yeah, you'll get the content when the content comes to you, and not a moment before.
So,
Is there any way we can skip over what he's trying to tell us? Because I mean, don't get me wrong, I
No,
was
we're
trying
done.
to pay attention,
Done.
but I
It's
honestly
called a
fell
fast
asleep.
forward
Done.
button, man. You do it on the
Done.
user
Yeah.
end.
Yeah,
there's going
It's
to be no
called-
timestamps. It's just that's it. It's just going to roll on by.
it's called the 30-second skip. You just keep hitting it until you don't hear Respawn talking anymore, and then you know you're in the right spot.
Not respawn.
No, but we do-
demon.
We actually call it the respawn button.
The respawn button.
Instead of holding X, you just hit forward.
But Parody is going to tell us about wearing it with pride, aren't you?
So at Bungie, our mission, they say at Bungie, our mission is to build worlds that inspire friendship. Our games have become places where all kinds of people, can gather and share meaningful experiences. One of the most important aspects of friendship is acceptance. Friends.
Okay.
Earlier this year,
Y'all are getting real subjective right now. I'm not sure if I'm comfortable with it.
earlier
you
this
two
year,
are the same person, so just one side of you shut up.
Yes, sir.
Earlier this year, we took to the streets as part of the Seattle Pride Parade. We also offered the Pride pin via the Bungie store that was rumored to have an emblem that would come with it. The rumors are true, and we've chosen International Coming Out Day as the event to deploy the in-game expression of acceptance. And they have this lovely rainbow Bungie emblem that people are going to get for buying the Pride pin. And now we have a little story from
Fuzko. Fuzko,
Did
any
you say the
comment?
biped?
Hold on. Hold on.
Is it called the
I need Night Demon to really go against this edit thing. Fuzko?
Fuzko, if you love me,
So wait.
Fuzko, if you love me, don't. just
You have to
Fuzko.
buy the pride pin to get the banner?
Yes.
Yes.
That's
yes.
how these Bungie things work, Fuzko.
They want you to
Fuzko.
pay for your acceptance.
Fuzko, I love you.
And when you buy it, you're going to be on a list.
Let's just
And
be
that's what's
friends.
going to happen.
Leave it there. Leave it there,
How
Fuzko.
people get
Leave
put on
it
lists, okay?
Fuzko, thank you.
So, yes. So once you've given Bungie your money, so they have a story from Nigel, one of the developers. So he says, "Hi, my name is Nigel. You may know me from things like the Shattered Throne Ride Along or this wonderful fan-made video made during our St. Jude charity stream. This is the first TWAB post, and I'm a little nervous, so I'm going with one of my favorite TV shows, Golden Girls, as a crutch. Picture it, Tempe, Arizona, 2009. A sophomore in college. At this point in my life, I'd never really had a girlfriend or really found myself attracted to a woman. I refused to believe I was gay. Having seen many coming out stories go poorly with friends and family abandoning people they loved, I didn't want that for myself. So I ignored it by playing video games. Dragon Age Origin had just been released, and my twin brother had been bugging me for a good week to buy it and play it. Quickly I found myself wrapped up in magic and steel for an untold, but probably perfectly healthy amount of time. During this time, I found myself conversing with one of the male party members, simply trying to raise his approval. That's when it happened. The option to flirt with this character, and I was, as the kids say, shooketh. I sat for what must have been 20 minutes before deciding to click on it. He flirted back, my heart skipped. I was a ball of nerves and anxiety as the conversation continued with another chance to confess romantic feelings to the character. I thought as I was going to vomit all over the simple choice in a video game, I debated with myself, what did it mean that I wanted to flirt with this character? Why did I suddenly feel my existence would be changed with this one conversation? I clicked it. And that's when I learned about rejection from a digital character. He wasn't gay, and my heart sunk. But his next words were something that I needed. There's nothing wrong with who you love. You are my friend no matter what. I spent the next 2 hours on the floor, crying, finally feeling like it was okay to be gay. I felt more comfortable than I ever felt in my life. I vowed, if I ever got the opportunity to pay it forward, I would. Well, I'm helping to pay it forward. I spent a lot of time at Bungie, helping to make sure Destiny is a welcoming place. I have marched in the Seattle Pride Parade. Let's try that again. I have marched in the Seattle Pride Parade. I have helped set up the Trevor Foundation and other LGBTQA plus charities. Most recently, I helped create those wonderful Bungie Pride pins you keep seeing on our streams. I'm happy to announce on October 11th, International Coming Out Day, we'll be releasing on International... Let's try this again. I'm happy to announce that on October 11th, International Coming Out Day, we'll be releasing a Pride emblem for your Guardian if you've purchased this pin. If you missed the opportunity to purchase the pin back in June, mark your calendars because we will be restocking our supply in the Bungie store. Destiny and Bungie are places we can foster community and work together no matter your background. We at Bungie want to make sure that no matter who you love, who you are, that belongs in the tower or the farm if you're into that. So that's the end of what Nigel has to say. And Bungie says, Nigel speaks true. Thanks for being excellent to each other. Any players who previously purchased the Pride pin will be receiving codes for the emblem and email.
That's very nice of them.
Okay.
And now on to Bungie rewards and some sweet jackets that we will never have.
Hey, one day we could have these. You don't know. We're getting a lot of new players in our clan.
Don't you say that. Don't you say that. We are doing a Frozen Clan raid on the
See?
raid day.
See?
I don't know who's
Yeah.
going to be in the team, but we're
If
going to
it-
try.
It's Saturday,
Gonna be
right? I'll
Pam.
be there. I'll be
Wait,
there.
when is it? When is it?
Saturday,
Next
October
Saturday,
5th.
reset.
October 5th? What
Yes.
time?
Reset time.
1
that's
p.m.
a-
Eastern.
That's the
Hard
one.
no for me, yeah.
1
I'm
p.m. Frozen
gonna be
Standard.
there. And
You're
recording it
present.
live for everybody if y'all want me to.
Okay, yeah, no,
And
you're going to need to do that. I'm gonna need to
When it
check
all
that.
goes horribly wrong, we're just going to switch over and do the Vex Offensive, which also comes out at reset on that day. So, win-win situation, if you ask me.
World's 27th. We got this. For the Vex Offensive, to be clear. Not the
27,000.
raid itself.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah,
we're going to
so-
be the first of the Vex Offensive. That's it. We're going to switch
Yeah.
it. We're gonna put it on its head.
Well,
Yeah, for-
Do things
I'm all
differently.
about being offensive, but I don't think that's what
Hey,
they had
no,
in
no,
mind.
no, no. I tell you
Not wrong.
that's our plan. Don't tell anybody else. This is our plan. We go and do the Vex Offensive and get the world's first on the Vex
Don't
Offensive.
tell anybody else. He
Then-
says on the podcast.
On
we're
a
releasing.
podcast.
That's
Spectacular.
recorded.
No, but nobody listens to this.
Good job.
Then
It's a
and
secret.
then
We're not editing.
then we go into the raid race with that extra boost of power, and we'll
Mm.
get the win. We will zoom ahead of people.
And the knowledge of the Vex. And,
Not
and-
just a
Flawless.
pretty face. Not just a pretty face, eh? I've
Or a
got the
sultry
skills,
voice.
I've got the plans and the sultry voice. Yeah. Sorry, Bungie rewards.
I really like that jacket. I just gotta
It
say,
does look really good.
I really it reminds me, of the Vex and of Vault of Glass, which I have many memories of, both good and
Again, we're
traumatizing.
talking
Well, isn't
about
that the Black
pictures.
Garden? Isn't that the Black Garden on the inside liner though?
I don't know. It just looks beautiful. Again, go look at the TWAB. I'll put this in the YouTube version as well. It's a really nice jacket. So basically, if you finish the raid anytime before the reset on October 15th, you will be eligible to purchase the raid jacket through Bungie Rewards. So you've got a week from reset to reset to beat the raid and earn this jacket.
I think we could do it within a week as a clan. I think we could do that.
Yeah, I think we might be able to do
I'm
that.
trying.
Yeah.
And then you also have, anytime you get through the raid at all, you will get a special T-shirt that they're not showing you because it has spoilers on it. So at some
Or
point,
they haven't designed it yet, whichever.
they have people working on
So
that.
you spread your lies around here.
It's actually just gonna be a question mark.
It was the English major's project. She's
Right.
blind in both eyes now. Sorry, guys. We're
The
working
scary
on
thing
it.
is, I was
There's a bit of
thinking
a flip-flop
exactly that,
incident.
but I wasn't
Yeah.
gonna say it, and he just blurts it out.
Yeah,
But-
yeah,
but-
absolutely.
But most
You're not wrong.
importantly, okay, Respawn. Most importantly, I'm gonna need you and Luna to finish the main Shadowkeep quest by the end of season 8, and then get your free Erismorn papercraft mask and complete it and build it on stream. That's what I need.
Yeah, no.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
Hold on,
no,
back
that's
up a
the-
little
that's
bit.
the
What
thing.
what about an Erismorn mask? What?
So basically, if you complete the main Shadowkeep quest by the end of season 8, which I don't see why you couldn't or wouldn't,
Right.
anyone in the world, you can claim your free Erismorn papercraft mask. So to be clear, beat the raid week 1.
Do they give you a vault with limited
Beat the
space to
raid.
put it in once you get it?
Yes, beat the raid at all.
A little box
You get a
that only
T-shirt.
fits the mask.
End of the season,
Yeah.
you get a
Or no,
mask.
not even that. It doesn't fit the mask. Actually, it fits up like the folded paper mask.
Yeah, that's
Like,
what
you
I'm talking about. Yeah.
Yeah, no,
Once
no, no,
you
no.
Assemble it, it doesn't
Once
fit
you
in the
assemble it,
box.
it does not fit. It does not fit assembled. You have to deconstruct it, assemble it,
Mhm.
then wear it, then unconstruct it, and
And-
you can put it back in the box.
Your
Or
Bungie Trapper
you
Keeper
can
will
just
ship
build it
to
in a
you
bottle,
with your raid
right?
T-shirt.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just build it inside of a bottle. Just leave it like that.
Yeah, so jacket, T-shirt, papercraft, mask. Those are your tiers of rewards for the season.
I don't see that though. The papercraft mask thing. Where's that? Oh,
Oh, no.
I
There's
see
no
it now.
picture of it.
Under the
Yeah,
t-shirt.
there's no
There's no
picture.
picture.
There's no picture of the T-shirt either, so you shouldn't be disappointed.
There is a picture of a T-shirt. It just doesn't have a picture on the T-shirt.
It's just a question mark. It actually comes from the Riddler. This is actually the Batman tie-in that they're not talking about yet.
Oh, the Fortnite Batman tie-in crossover with Destiny. That one.
Yeah, absolutely.
We don't mention the name of that game on this podcast.
We
Don't say
do.
the F word.
You're not my real dad. You can't tell me what
You
to
don't
do.
know that.
I do.
It might be. I might be from the future.
I'm gonna
You
go
don't
with
know.
a hard no on that one, pal.
So Respawn,
He's not dumb enough for you to be his
Respawn.
It doesn't matter. What?
have you got the notes up in front of you?
I do.
Right. You know how much you love telling people about what they need to do over and over and over and over.
No.
Thought that was your job.
Right?
No. Respawn
Yeah,
loves
no.
telling people.
I really
So-
don't.
Yeah, but people don't listen to him. Unfortunately, people listen to you. So
Oh,
realistically,
damn it.
ding.
And then this is the actual. And this is the actual important bit that people should listen to. So we should do it in a voice that is not Respawn, so they don't just hit the
Yeah,
Respawn
no,
button.
you're-
Right?
Solid
See, okay.
point.
Okay.
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 Serious thing, right? Because some
No
of this is
defending
obviously
yourself.
getting edited out. Obviously, he's going to edit most of my voice out, so it's fine.
He's gonna
But-
have to edit every one of those sighs out. That
Right.
makes me so happy.
But
No, they're
believe it or
staying. I
not,
can't be bothered.
believe it or not,
Ding!
most of the fandom we get back is in regards to me, right?
Oh,
I
God.
just wanna point
You're
that
being
out.
faded out now.
See? Told you. So, they might not
Funko.
listen to me, but they love me.
Fuzko, have you got anything to say on Respawn's popularity?
He doesn't even know who I am.
At length.
Arguably one of the dumbest human beings I've had the ever misfortune of having to listen to. I feel like every time I was subjected to this podcast, I began to hate him a little more. Every time I heard him speak. To the point I started making Pan shut off the podcast because I could only take so much of his voice. And it's like, oh my God, I've never met this man. I've never hated someone so much in my life for being so loud and so dumb
I'm
on
doing
so
my
many
job,
occasions.
Is what
5
you-
stars.
You're not as popular as you like to think.
Yeah, I'm
We
way
love
more
to
popular.
hate-
Oh,
We love to hate
You
you.
don't
can't-
say that.
You can't
say you
take
love
out
them
these
now.
two people, right? You can't measure these two guys because Pan hated me from the get go, and if Pan and
No,
this guy,
no,
this
no,
guy's
no,
gonna hate me
no.
from the get go. So
Pan hates
these
no one
two
from the
are not
get-go.
the appropriate metric.
You have limited usability, is all. Hate implies that I have a passion, and I don't. I have apathy. It's the exact opposite.
Hate involves effort.
Exactly.
So the most important part of the TWAB this week is
I thought we covered that already.
Not
No.
playing the game. No, the most
you're
important
not allowed to
part of
play
the
the
12
game.
isn't. So, Pan, you're going to need all these 24 or so hours.
Yes.
Oh, yes.
So
Because
this
you
one-
want to listen to this podcast that's going to run for 3 hours.
On repeat.
Yeah. So what we need you all to do is, while you have the podcast up, start the podcast. Go to your Xbox or PC, or
PlayStation.
actually, or PlayStation. Your beta release of Google Stadia, and you're going to need to download the game. So this upcoming Monday, September 30th, Destiny 1 and 2 will be taken offline for extended maintenance on all the platforms.
Oh,
This
that's
means it
right,
will last
because they're combining
for-
the year one or the
The
Destiny
brain.
one
They're
missions.
combining
Right,
the brain.
yeah.
Yep. So there will be many people frantically typing things into command lines and server rooms all across the world. This maintenance will last for approximately 24 hours. It's going to start at 10 a.m. Pacific time, 1 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. London, and 3 a.m. Sydney time. And they say it's about 24 hours. They don't give an exact end time. So keep an eye on Bungie Help or help.bungie.net, or really just the nerds screaming at you in your various Discords or band chats going, hey, the game's back up, come play it. So
No, they say it's
it'll be up at
ending
some
with the
point.
launch of Destiny 2 Shadowkeep. So even if it is, it will be that you never know. The game might be longer, but it says by the 1st it will be up.
that's what they claim. And also
Yeah.
during this downtime, all of your Destiny API features will also be down. That's your DIMMs, that's your little lights, that's your Ishtar commanders. Any game that you log in with your Bungie credentials to manage your character or manage your vault, that's all down as well. So you basically
So if
can't
you have
think-
any questions, go onto the Facebook, look up 2 Titans and a Hunter, and send that account a question as to why Bungie is down, and they will be back with you promptly.
I've just had a
Precisely.
really funny thought. I know. Wouldn't it be really funny if they just took the game, turned it off, and went to the Cayman Isles with all our money? You guys paid for that, and they just
We're done.
We're done.
They,
Did
they're
we
actually
get something?
they're actually
We
using this
did.
money to build their own Shadowkeep in the Cayman Islands. They've actually bought some of the islands down
No,
there.
no, no. They're building
And
it on the
they're-
moon.
Yes.
They've got enough to make their own space program. It's fine.
This is true. That's what the Chinese don't want you to know. There's a
All right.
giant fortress on the moon now.
There is.
Well, that's why they paired with the Chinese. That's why they took the money.
That's
Smart cookie.
Yep, that's why we got the game. So those of you on PC, you can preload the game right now. If you're new to PC, you can preload New Light right now. It's in there in Steam. You can download the game, have it preloaded, have all your lovely files ready to go.
What about the Epic
use
Game
all your
Store?
bandwidth.
Is any
Epic
of this
Game
going to be
Store-
exclusive to Epic Game Store? Because if it's not, I may have to
Disappointment and
get a
treachery.
refund.
Your disappointment and treachery is exclusive to the Epic Game Store. So you will need to go to Steam Land. And I've skipped all of the 10,000 warnings about Bungie's put out about, hey, if you have things in Battle.net, move them over to Steam. We've covered it. Go to Bungie.net. There's a giant banner across the top of the page. They'll tell you what to do. PC players, if you're lazy and haven't done it by now, there's just no hope for you yet. And then for existing console players, you'll be able to preload the update 2.6.0 during the maintenance leading up to the launch. So again, in that 24-hour period, turn your Xbox on Monday, download your updates. You'll be all ready for when the game
Not
comes back.
over Wi-Fi. Connect your Xbox to the router. If you live anywhere that is not a major metropolitan area, for the love of God, if you want to play anytime in that week following the release of Shadowkeep, get an Ethernet cable.
Possibly upgrade your internet for that day, just so you can have the better bandwidth and be like, no, I'm good.
Tips, tricks, and guides, all brought to you by
If
Panda.
you get a Blackhawk, you don't have those problems, homie.
Yeah. Welcome to You Would Be Horrified if you had any idea the infrastructure your life runs on. And speaking of infrastructure, we talked last week at length about the slow migration for the Forsaken content. They're basically saying, we think we maybe have that solved. So you may not have as big a wait for your Forsaken content as you thought you did, but we're not.
What you're saying is
They're
there's
being
a
very
chance.
cagey. Yeah, we're saying there's a chance. They're being very cagey about answers. They're like, it's terrible. It's less terrible. And also answered Night Demon's questions about the Shadow Throne because it's always going to be available day one. So that was a question about, hey, is this going to take 3 weeks or 2 weeks to come back? Nope, we
Yes.
think we have it figured out, but that's the PC people's problem. So again, figure it out. And again, Fuzko, if you haven't enabled cross save and you haven't, ported your stuff over to Steam by now, there's no hope for you. That's what Bungie actually says. If you haven't done this, there's just no hope for you guys.
Hooray!
Hopeless.
Fuzko?
There is also something actually new on the PC side. So they put in a big thing about Steam limited user accounts. So next week, Destiny 2 officially launches on Steam. Before it does, we'd like to make players aware of Steam limited user accounts. Thank you at the last minute. So short version, any player who has spent less than $5 on the Steam store will have limited access to community and social features that are commonly used for spamming, phishing, and other abuse. So go get our free game, but if you don't have other games or if you didn't pay for games, you can't talk to anybody. So basically, what Bungie is saying is go spend some money on Steam, and they link to the Steam limited user account page we'll put in the show notes. So play the game, but it's kind of a solo.
You're laughing, but it sounds like a Steam thing, not a Bungie thing.
Well, no, it absolutely is a Steam thing. But I'm saying go spend some money on Steam, or you can't talk to your friends anyway. So it won't matter.
Okay, we're gonna need you to buy this game.
Yeah, buy
Now
a
we're gonna
$6
need you to
game,
spend some
and you're
money.
good.
So buy your Shadowkeep, and then you're all set.
Yeah, all
Yeah,
right.
there you go. There you go.
Well, that sounds like the way to go, right, guys?
Yeah,
Exactly.
Yeah.
I'm playing Destiny. Might as well buy the Shadowkeep. Takes care of
Yeah,
my problem.
see,
2 birds, 1 stone.
precisely. And now all your birds are dead, and you've got more stones to throw.
So no, but hey, Fuzko, like I was saying earlier, do you actually play on PC? Is that why I've never seen you on Xbox?
Yes.
Heard of you?
Yes.
I'm currently playing
Yeah, I'm
now.
playing right now on PC.
I see.
If we had crossplay, we could be playing together. Or if you would buy an Xbox.
Thought you were buying me an
I
Xbox.
thought you were buying me a PC.
Let's compromise in the middle. Let's get Google Stadia.
Okay.
Google
Let's
Stadia
all
for
get
everybody.
Stadia.
It's basically what the X Cloud is going to be anyway. So it's fine. They also
PC I can do.
They also put in some note about there's certain things in your collections you won't be able to view or something. The Premonition Legendary Pulse Rifle is one of them. I don't know why they call this out because it's found by
because it's
exploring on the moon and you can't get it until the dungeon launches. So you can't get this until the dungeon happens.
It's because you can
You think
only
that dungeon's
obtain
gonna be
it
time-gated?
during the dungeon, but it says on the description on the
Found by
dashboard
exploring the
web.
moon.
Yeah,
Which is not
but it's
wrong.
not. It's not. It's wrong.
Well, and now you know, and now we know.
I know. You know. We all
And-
know.
And
Noise half the battle.
if you haven't turned your game on because you've been playing Monster Hunter all week, you can now get that Mars emblem that they pushed back 2 weeks that we've talked about the last 2 weeks. So that's available in your collection now. So it's called the Buried City. Thank you, Sean Francis, on Twitter for being like, hey, if you don't know where it is, here's where you find it. Collections, Flare, Emblems, Events. Buried City. I believe it's the top left corner. So that's there. We have our Mars emblem. Woo!
Yeah.
We did
So,
200, we did loads. I'm
I
not
play
going to read these
Monster
numbers.
Hunter and
did loads of
Borderlands.
overkills and
Thank
everything
you very
else.
much. It's not just one or the other.
And last but not least, we have our little bit of news information from our devs. And now DMG, these were, I believe, put in before he said he was going to be off work. So don't scream at DMG and send him all the bread quite yet. The goal for Pinnacle Weapon Quest was for them to be reachable. Not everyone is good at PvP or grenade launchers for that matter. So it's still going to be a challenge to earn.
Right, Respawn.
There are no nerfs for grenade launchers.
What? He's
in
agreeing
Shadowkeep.
with me.
The Gallahorn pin is just to celebrate one of our most iconic weapons ever. Don't read anything more into it. The team is continuously looking at ways to
Until our
improve load
player numbers
times.
drop, and then we're totally re-releasing the Gallahorn.
It can be tricky as we don't want to introduce memory bugs that could lead to longer load times or crashes. So again, looking at load times, but don't expect anything quite yet. And people are asking, what are the exact numbers for the increased reckoning rewards, DMG? And basically he says, we can't give you an exact number because there are variables. So what he can say is you should get a drop in Prime or Tier 2 reckoning by your 4th match completion, and you should get a drop in Tier 3 by your 2nd successful completion. And again, they've talked about break tech and random rolls. They're looking into it. Wasn't time for it in this version, in this hotfix. They're looking into it for the future. Will there be random rolls for EP weapons and things? No promises. We hear your feedback. Looking into it. The community challenge basically say, the community challenge was successful. We liked the way it worked. We liked that people were really into it. They're looking at doing more community challenges in the future.
I enjoyed yeeting across Mars.
Exactly. Yeeting and super yeeting across Mars.
Super
making
yeeting.
everyone dead.
Yeet.
Cosmo again reiterates the launch armor, the Trials of the Nine launch armor, Trials of the Nine armor showed in the launch trailer is not earnable, but if you have a year 1 version, you can still use it and just be sad. He also says not to data miners.
Stop.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, I'm gonna have to interrupt.
Your trials.
So
all your trials here you want to put on, Pan?
there was a trailer in which they were hyping new content, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Right?
That they showed off old armor.
And they showed off old armor.
Mm-hmm.
Did I'm assuming
remember
Suzanne from the English
that
department
English
have a
major
buddy
from
named
before?
Joe in the continuity department, and they were both beaten with flip-flops?
Yeah, there was a very unfortunate flip-flopper related incident this past week. So same incident, different results.
Oh god.
And Cosmo also says nah to the data miner because someone was like, all right, everyone, data mine. So apparently Roy Awesome on Reddit replied to this thread saying preload files are encrypted by default. It's a Steam feature. And it's very likely Bungie didn't uncheck the box. So our flow of content from all the people investigating all the files from preloads may have slowed down or stopped. If they are actually encrypted and you can't get into it, fine. We play the game when the game comes out. And Hello Control, which is a new name that I've seen now pop up on the Destiny community team. The new light page on Bungie.net is getting a comprehensive update for October 1st that will actually tell you in more detail what you get for free, what you don't, and all the breakdown. So basically, once the game gets released, go check out that new light page. If you are getting into the game or trying to lure people into the game, they should actually have real information there now, as opposed to it's coming, go look at it. And now our tips and tricks. So here are all the builds we have for you this week. Go to youtube.com, type in Destiny 2, and then see what comes up. This is really everything everybody is telling you about.
Insurmountable skull for middle tree titan.
No, bubbles, and Saint 14. That's all it's going to be. It's all bubbles and Saint 14.
I'm here with you. I'm on board with this plan.
Okay. Where are we? Right. So there are a couple of videos. There are a couple of videos that you guys can check out.
You told me there weren't any. Are you holding back? I thought we had an open relationship here.
I told you at the beginning before these guys showed up. So there's a couple of videos that IGN have released, and they're going to probably continue to release over the next couple of days because they've done the previews. Respawn.
The bit we teased earlier. The bit we teased earlier is within these videos. So
no, it's not. No. So they've done a Destiny 2 how Bungie is building, Shadowkeep video, which is all building
With
the story.
computers?
Yeah. So that's a good one. I'm going to link.
with upside down
There's-
keyboards.
There's nothing spoilery about it. There's just a couple of the devs talking about building the story for Shadowkeep. Then they also did the artifact explained, and there is a few kind of slight spoilers at the beginning of the video where Destiny is kind of talking you through the nightfall that they're kind of doing. But if you kind of skip a couple of minutes ahead of that, they go into the artifact and explain in detail each mod that goes into it and what each mod does. So I found that really interesting if you want to check that out. So I'll link those in the show notes. Plus, Pyro Gaming has done an existing or a list of all known catalysts that are coming with Shadowkeep. And I will run through them for you now, Respawn. Are you ready?
Am I getting
Are
a
you
bow
ready?
catalyst?
Are
Is
you
that-
ready?
Hey, Respawn.
What?
Fuzko, y'all ready to derail this train, right?
Shh, wait.
Hold on.
Right.
No. You don't get that luxury.
Hold on.
Please just wait. Please let me just finish the podcast. Then you can derail it as much.
Okay, go ahead.
Malfeasance is getting a bonus of 20 range.
Oh, that's awesome.
What's the malfeasance?
Okay,
That's
we're
a
not doing
hand
this.
cannon.
Go
The
talk to
1k voices.
Go talk to
The one-
Detrick. He knows all about it.
Yeah. The 1k voices is getting a plus 30 of stability and plus 20 of weapon size. So that's
it.
more ammo and more stability.
I'll never see that.
Yeah,
The
me,
Black
you, and the Sunrise
Talon.
Warrior shader.
The Black Talon sword is getting a magazine increase of plus 40.
Ooh.
The Cerberus plus 1 is getting stability of plus 20 and a reload speed of plus 30. Then we have Lord of Wolves. Magazine is being increased by plus 40.
All right.
Actually, no, that's a fair buff, right? 'Cause
Right, yeah.
Yeah.
That's the worst part of that entire thing is
All right.
like,
So the Lord of Wolves
well,
is
we
gonna be
had
back
ammo.
in Crucible.
Yes.
Yeah,
We nerfed it a couple of months back, but now you can have it back. And it gets
get your
worse.
bananas
Okay.
and your Lord of Wolves, and
No, I like
run
Lord of
through the
Wolves. It's
Crucible.
fine. No, go ahead.
This
Continue.
one, right there. What was a really good gun to use in Gambit to snipe people's faces off?
Well, you have the Queensbreaker's bow. You have the
Ding, ding, ding. We have
Oh,
a
okay.
winner.
Signal one.
Okay.
Okay. So Queensbreaker bow. So they nerfed that, didn't they, recently?
Yes.
Well,
Couple times
the
actually. but yeah.
catalyst. The
Yeah.
catalyst. Plus 20 to range. Plus 20 to aim assist.
Stop me if
Hey.
you've heard this one.
Internet, I'm gonna need a favor.
Oh.
Go back and look and see what the nerf was when this gun was
Oh
a
my
problem
God.
like 6 months ago.
I
Because
believe
it
it had,
sounds like somebody just hit the delete key by accident
I
in the
believe it
Bungie
had-
servers, and they're announcing it as like news.
new
Right.
content. I believe it had double the aim assist they intended. I don't know what the
Yes,
number is.
that's
but
what
I
it was.
think-
It was
I think
exactly
it
double.
Yeah.
unintentionally
Getting aim
had
assist back
double
again,
the
that's
aim
it.
assist. So we're gonna fix that.
So hold on. What's the aim assist now? Because if the aim assist is 20
I
now
don't
and they're
know.
giving it 20, are they
doesn't
doubling
matter.
it again?
Yeah,
Like, what?
yeah.
Sounds
Oh,
amazing.
No,
I'll
we're not
look it up
doubling
for you.
it.
Hang on a sec.
It was 10 and now it's 20, but we're not doubling it.
No, we're giving it an extra 20. There you go. We're tripling it. for
Steve
you.
was in charge of the math department. He has a flip-flop shaped hole in his head now.
Oh, jeez, man. All right. Continue on. So we know that's coming back to Gambit or whatever iteration
Yeah,
Gambit's
yeah.
gonna be,
Good luck.
Fix offensive.
right?
So the aim assist at the moment on the Queensbreaker bow is 60. So if it's getting
20, that
Plus-
makes 80. That's how numbers
there you
work.
go.
Those maths check out.
Right.
80.
Steve, you're back. Good job.
So next we have the two-tailed fox, which is getting a reload speed of plus 30 and a weapon
gonna
size
matter.
of plus 10.
Go ahead.
It's
Oh,
getting
what size of
more
plus
ammo.
10?
Well,
It's
it
not-
says plus
not a
10
real
of ammo, but it's not ammo of plus 10. It's plus 10% probably. It's getting
Gotcha.
plus something of weapon size.
Oh, I need to go do one
Gotcha.
of those.
Then we have the Wave Splitter coming over from the PlayStation 4, being available on PC and Xbox next week. Woo! That's going to get.
I'm
a
telling
plus-
you. Look, I was joking about it earlier whenever I chimed in saying, laser tag is going to be back. But honestly, I think
How
it might
great
be.
would that be?
I
How-
think it
how
will be
great would
coming
that
back, right?
So it's getting a plus 10 of range and a plus 30 in weapon size. And that's it.
It's now going to be a
Weapon
massively huge
size?
weapon. Yeah, it's
Yeah,
going to be
no,
a huge
hold on.
weapon.
Say that again.
It has
More
become
ammo.
a melee
More
weapon.
ammo.
No, it's become a melee weapon. You have to hit people with it, just like your scout rifles.
That's it.
It's just a void axe.
No, you're holding back, 90 You're holding back. We've already made
that's
him. We've already made him wait this long. Now, should we make him
He's
wait?
forgotten. That's what I like. He's
No, I
completely
didn't.
forgotten.
No, I'm waiting for like a bow kind of thing.
I think we
Otherwise,
should make
why
him
would
wait an
y'all-
additional. I think
you
we should have 30 minutes of dead air and then tell him.
Okay, I'll tell him.
What?
There's a bow.
Okay.
It's getting a catalyst.
Okay.
And the catalyst gives it plus 30 of charge time. That's it. I'm not telling you anymore.
That's all I wanted on any exotic bow. Honestly, I don't care what it comes on. If it's getting a plus 30 to bow charge time, that's going to be amazing. I don't care which one it is. Honestly.
It's the
When you
worst
say
one.
charge time for a bow, could you mean like draw time?
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's the Trinity Ghoul. So the electric one.
Ooh, that's probably the worst one I could have gotten it, but I'm still okay with that. I'm still okay with it.
I'm glad that they made you happy.
Happy-ish. I mean, if they would have given it to like the Void one or the Wish Ender, it would have been way better. But I'm still okay with that. That's all right. That's all right.
Apparently, Pyro Gaming says that there's a couple more in the API that say that they are coming, but it's not going to be for the launch of Shadowkeep. It's probably going to be further on down the line. And then there's even more that further on down the line, like the Truth, the Lumina, and I can't remember the other one. Go watch the video. I'll link it in the show notes.
There
So-
you go. I'll actually watch that video. So yeah.
Is there any way that you could put the show notes YouTube release?
They are, aren't they?
Do we not?
There,
Yeah, there
there's
should
a-
be.
there-
There should be
He
in
puts
the
a
actual
link to
details
the show
portion.
notes for Podbean, right?
There-
So it links
well,
to.
It's the same thing. The
Parody.
the Podbean link will take you there. YouTube gets very cranky if your notes are too long. So
okay.
Oh,
if
really?
we have a lot of
Okay, fair.
links, it actually won't let you put them in. So that's why I started putting a
Okay.
link to the Podbean site, which
Okay,
has all the
fair.
show notes in it. Yeah,
Yeah.
YouTube does
Okay.
weird things to it. So
Thank you, Caller, for your feedback.
yeah.
Right.
That's why I put the
What
links to the
about-
Podbean site, which has all the links in it.
So
Okay.
people with iPhones, I'm sure there's a few people in here. You can use stuff like Google Docs, right?
Nope,
Yep.
just Android. No
absolutely
iPhone
not.
are allowed to use. If
No,
it says Google, link,
actually, your phone explodes.
you
It
actually
waits
can't
until
Google
it's
things
right beside
anymore.
your head to do it.
You can't Google
No,
things
so it
anymore.
marks
You,
you for
honestly,
life.
you
No,
have
we
to
don't
use
have
Bing.
Apple in the house, so I don't actually know. If
Yeah, we don't
you
either.
can use it. Oh, okay. I was going to say that there's
Yes,
way
you
easier
can
ways to
use things
put
on the
show notes.
internet.
Okay. So, Respawn, tell the people
What?
about our contest that we are still running.
Running the contest?
There's a contest!
I think Pan has already won the contest.
No.
Yay! I won! I'm a winner! Yay!
Well, someone else won the contest, but we shamed him a couple weeks back, so
Ooh.
he knows what he did.
Okay, so I guess we're still having the contest, right? So basically
we
what
are.
it is, you know how we have the intros and we have the outros? Well, the contest is whoever can come up with the most entertaining / funny intro for the three of us is going to be put in a drawing of the top 3. And of that top 3, we're going to pick one of them to get the emblem that every week I say this, I always forget what it's called, but it's got the little hearts on it and it's all pretty and it's happy-go-lucky and everybody wants it.
System of Peace, I believe.
That'd be the one, right? That's my problem is it's got peace in the name. I physically just can't remember that. It's crazy.
I've got a 7-year-old here that can hardly read and has a really bad attention span. Like on a scale of 1 to 10, funny, where's that full?
Well, it's just that's up to you, honestly. You know, I mean, it could
sounds
be.
like you
Anything.
just described Respawn. I mean,
Okay, you
I
know
thought
what?
he was talking
Fair.
about me, but okay. But I can't participate in my own competition. It seems. But
No.
yeah, so it's got to be entertaining. I would prefer funny, right? I'm pretty sure the other guys agree. But as long as it's entertaining, that's all we're really asking for, right? Just something that's it introduces the three of us. You could say good things, you could say bad things, you can rhyme, you can write a prose, you can do a freaking whatever, right? Just as long as it's entertaining, you'll be put in the top 3, and of the top 3, we randomly draw one of them to get the emblem. That's it.
So all the things that run through your head when you listen to the start of the show and be like, these three morons again, just put that down, and the night team will tell you how to tell us about it. And at some point we'll actually pick some of these.
Yeah, and Fuzko's already got a good one for me, so there's nothing saying that you can't use it and just come up with the other two.
I don't have access to any of the stuff that Night Demon is seeing for these entries, but I'm pretty sure Fuzko and Pan have brought in about 10,000 entries so far. That's just one.
Well, Demon's wife gave us one too. Remember how she was on Twitter and she said, "I'll give you guys an intro," and yada yada yada. Right, so she's got an entry in there too. Don't forget about her.
I don't think
she
we
want an
hers.
emblem. She doesn't play Destiny.
Just to spite the rest of us.
She put her name in the pot anyway. I guess maybe you'll get the emblem if your wife
only
wins.
so that nobody else can have it.
Right.
Is really.
Yeah. So before we finish up, let's just go round the room. Fuzko, what are you most looking forward to Shadowkeep?
Ooh, the new raid. Oh yeah. It's got me all a titter.
So you're going to be doing like XP bounties and saving up and doing as much as you can to get into their day one.
Oh, I don't have the time for that, but I'll get there eventually.
I don't get nice things.
I'm not nearly that efficient.
Just as long as you do it, eh?
Exactly.
Panoramics, what are you looking forward to?
Honestly, I think returning to the moon. I want to see how they, because the moon was really interesting, right? Like it was a good play space. I'm interested to see how much of Destiny 1, like if there's a little bit of that nostalgia in some of the settings and activities on the moon.
Parody, you?
I think just looking. The more I look at this game, the game we have now and the game we're going to get are not the same game. I don't know if it's going to be D1, but it feels like it's moving in that direction, or at least something more sustainable. I'm just curious where they go with it. The moon's going to be a lot of fun. I still have wanted just a Halo firefight-like experience that I keep hoping maybe that'll be our Vex offensive. Let me do something unending that's sort of actually unending. Let me play until I actually get overwhelmed and fail. Not just, it's an infinite forest, but there's a timer. Or it's this, but it's that. Just let me go in there and just lay waste to things. So I'm really curious about the Vex offensive. I'm excited about that.
Respawn?
That's kind of a difficult question. I'm really looking forward to a heavy bow. Obviously.
Catalyst. Done.
Yeah. But heavy bow and bow catalyst. But if I'm gonna be like really, really serious, I like how they're going back towards the glory days of D1. So with the Armor 2.0 upgrade and a lot of these changes that they're making to make exotics more exotic, things like that, I'm looking forward to where the game is moving towards. Some people would say we're moving backwards, but to me, that was the best part of the game. So I'm saying we're moving forward. So hopefully we will end up like Glory Days of D1. That's what I'm really, really looking forward to.
Okay. I think I'm kind of looking forward to all the min-maxing and like getting all the armor and doing all specific builds and all the different mods.
You're not going to need all the armor.
I do. I need all the armor. I need all the mods. You know what I'm like? I have to have it all and all the. It's a nice little box. It has to be organized, it has to be ready, and it has to be right. I have to get all the things.
See,
every guild has to have their completionist. It makes sense.
We've got like 4.
See, there's two
we need
things.
To start eliminating them.
See, there are two constants in the world. One, if there's empty space, Respawn will fill it with speaking, and if there's empty vault space, Night Demon will fill duplicates of weapons and armor.
And hey, to be fair, even if there's not empty space, I'll still fill it. So
I'm the same with my vault.
Empty space, full space. Hey, Night Demon, if you were to pull up your Destiny 1 vault right now, how many of those stupid pulse rifles would you have from the Crazy Witch? What's the name of it? Come on, Parody, help me out.
Omnigul?
Omnigul, yeah, from the Omnigul strike. How many of those do you still have in your vault?
I can tell you because I have Dim open.
Yeah.
So let's just play a little bit of music while we wait. Actually, no, we have a request from a listener on Instagram. He wants our best Varix impressions. Respawn, go.
I got
that was terrible.
I didn't know that was coming, man. You put me on the spot. Kill the enemies you must, Guardian. I don't know.
That sounds like Yoda.
Yeah, I guess. Well, he kind of talks
Wrong.
like Yoda. So.
Wrong.
Panoramix.
Next. Psylocke, the Defiled. I hope that blew out every bit of audio you have. Yes, exactly.
Fuzko.
And we're done.
Pass.
Fuzko.
Yep, we're
Come
done.
on.
Pass.
No. Parody. Come on, try. Go on.
You're assuming that we don't just have access to YouTube here, and I can just pull up a clip of Eric's.
Not Eris. It's
That
Varric.
was an amazing.
Barracks.
That's where you're going wrong.
The Prison of Elders guy.
Varys is a halfling rogue that likes to stick his sword into things
What-
and shoot
what does
party
Varys-
members
Parody.
with
What
arrows.
does Varric sound like? It's been so long. See, Varric is gone. So really, you know what Varric sounds like right now? Here's what Varric sounds like. Nothing, because he's gone.
Wow, sounds like he's dead.
Yeah,
Useless.
he's not here.
He had that croaky voice, didn't he? Guardian,
Yeah.
you must die, yes?
Yes,
like that.
Guardian.
See, he does sound like Yoda. I told you.
Yeah,
I
no,
just
you're
didn't
not
do the
wrong.
crackly
No,
voice.
he always does the yes at the end, didn't he? Yeah.
Yes.
Yoda did too, but they cut that out of the
Defiled.
original. George Lucas was not a fan.
End
He was
of
like, you know what? That's enough.
podcast. Yes.
Absolutely not.
Yes.
Yes. Go parody.
Well, thank you for joining us. Your Titans this week have been Parody and Night Demon. Your hunters are No One Respawns in Real Life and Fuzko. You can email the show at twotitansandahunter@hotmail.com. Hit us up on Twitter at twotitans_hunter. Go to Facebook, enter the contest, give us your best intros. Find us on Instagram, Two Titans and a Hunter. You could join the Frozen Clan at join.frozen.party, but we're getting pretty full, so you're going to have to stop over people's head and eat their sandwiches. You can find your favorite Guardian on Xbox Live or PC. Watch the show on YouTube, listen to the show on Apple Podcasts, Google Play, Spotify, and everywhere fine podcasts are sold, but not Podcoin, because their business model wasn't a business model, and they're out of business now. And now for our sponsor.
Ooh, tragic.
This show has been brought to you by Panoramix18's Vault Cleaning Service. Get that fresh day one vault smell in your vault for the low, low price of just 10,000 Glimmer. He will clean your vault, making sure there is not a speck of content, armor, or weaponry left in it.
I'll leave you every auto rifle you own. We'll make a deal. All right. You get auto rifles and rocket launchers. That's it.
Auto rifles and rocket launchers, all the good things to blow yourself up with.
That's it.
I leave
That's all you
the
need.
dance
You
Oh,
can
my
blow
God.
No
yourself
reason
up
to
with
have
an
any
auto
other gun.
rifle? What?
and sitting in the
Absolutely.
candlelight for your black hole.
With an attitude like that, you won't. But yeah, no, I can make it happen.
I leave you trying to shoot your golden gun through the Titan barriers and just continuing to fail. Say goodbye, everyone.
Bye, everyone.
Bye, everyone.
Yes.